a week
Hi, Bo.
and just do
I
live
can't
in
afford me.
Atterloo.
I can't afford me.
Exactly. Rudy, are you there?
Okay. Okay.
Respond.
Love your work. Thank you so much. We
There
will.
wasn't much.
We will stick something.
Look at you.
Die mooiste
Oh
persoon.
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning, you beauties. Brace yourselves. It's a brand new day, and the Expresso show has got you for the next 3 hours. Thank you so much for choosing to join us. My name is Graham Richards, and you can see how excited I am this morning because we're about to bring a very familiar face back to our screens. I suppose maybe it's a little gift to us on Women's Month because she is one of my favorite women in the whole wide world. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Jamie Lee Domberg. Suddenly we have a live studio audience all of a sudden. Oh, you gorgeous, gorgeous girl. So half of you's come back
Yeah.
to see us again. We absolutely love you, girl. How are you, gorgeous human being, living your best life?
You still talk a lot. I love that. You still talk a lot. And the thing is, I'm just going to hug you for the next 3 hours because that's what I came back to do, to come and say hello to everyone, to say hello to the family. Also just so fitting that I'm coming back for Women's Month. It's an important time in South Africa to celebrate women and celebrating community and village. And so that is why I'm here, and also to see all of you at home. I don't even know, the cameras is like everywhere. It's like crazy.
We love having you here, and we love the fact that you are shining at the moment. You should have heard the buzz yesterday when your name was dropped and people got an idea of you stepping in. We absolutely love you shining and doing what you do best throughout Women's Month. I know you use your platform, so we can't wait to delve into what you've been doing. But we've got you guys for the next 3 hours. We're going to have a whole lot of fun this morning, of course. It's the midweek, it's a Wednesday, so it's the culinary hotline bling.
Ting, ting,
Ting! And we know Miss Jenny Morris is going to be here as well. So it's going to be a fantastic start to, I suppose, hump day and the downhill run to the weekend.
Absolutely, and of course we have Kiana Harker also in studio, who's going to be bringing us so much good music. He's going to be entertaining us with all of these amazing sounds. He's an international person now, but of course we'd love to connect with you on social media, not just on your TV screens. So we do have a little bit of a social media post for you while I get ready for news.
So let's start that conversation right now. I want you guys to answer that gorgeous smile from Mr. Wasty and fill in the blank. Let's laugh at ourselves. Now, I may not be a clown, but I did feel rather silly when I... ... I think we've all had a story like this. Let us know that moment that you felt like an absolute fool. It's hilarious, the better for us. Share your story with us. A voice note 0634088863. That's the voice line to use throughout the morning. If there's anything you want to chat about or share, please do. Otherwise, you can hit us up on the socials at Expresso Show is where you'll find us. But right now, we do have to get into those major talking points of the day, and then I'll touch on the sport. Then the fun can begin.
Thank you so much, G-Man. 3 minutes after 6 o'clock, time to head into your news headlines. I'll start on the local front. Now, South Africa's unemployment rate rose from 32.9% in the first quarter of this year to 33.5% in the second quarter, the highest in 2 years. Statistics South Africa released the quarterly labour force survey yesterday morning. Tishlohlelo Poshoko, Director of Labour Statistics, noted a decline of 77,000 informal sector employment, while informal sector jobs increased by 48,000. The survey showed the biggest job losses occurred in the Western Cape, Mpumalanga and KwaZulu-Natal, whereas Gauteng, Limpopo and the Eastern Cape saw the largest gains. The National Prosecuting Authority, the NPA, opposed the bail application of Muradi Cholota, former personal assistant to ex-Free State Premier Ace Magashule, in a 255 million rand corruption case. The NPA argues that Cholota is not just an accessory, but an active accomplice. Cholota's bail application, postponed to tomorrow, was contested by the state, which views her as a flight risk. Now, she had previously failed to cooperate with investigators and did not return voluntarily to South Africa in September 2021 when she was considered a state witness. Now looking to news on the international front, Africa's top public health body declared a public health emergency of continental security yesterday. That is due to an mpox outbreak spreading from the DRC to neighboring countries. The Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention had previously warned of the infection's alarming spread. Mpox, transmitted through close contact, causes flu-like symptoms and pus-filled lesions. Now this year, over 15,000 cases and 461 deaths have been reported across the continent, a 160% increase from last year. Now, cases have been reported in 18 countries. Then the excitement for the 2028 Olympics is already building as the Olympic flag arrived in Los Angeles yesterday. The flag came in on a Delta Airlines jet adorned with LA-28 and palm trees. Now, as Tupac Shakur's California Love played, Mayor Karen Bass stepped off the plane in a red Team USA tracksuit at Los Angeles International Airport. She expressed tremendous pride and responsibility for receiving the flag in Paris, and Bass underscored the need for American organizers to accelerate their preparations to ensure a successful Games in 2028. And then, of course, bringing it back home, South Africa has made a remarkable leap at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, doubling its medal count from previous years. Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, Gayton McKenzie, has now set an ambitious goal to support 300 athletes aiming for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. At a media briefing welcoming Team South Africa back at OR Tambo International Airport, McKenzie expressed his commitment to providing financial assistance to these athletes. He also praised the team's exceptional performance, which saw them win 6 medals in Paris, up from 3 in Tokyo. McKenzie emphasized that the journey to Los Angeles begins now with a focus on nurturing talent through school and community sports. Go Team SA. That was your first news headlines. I will have another one for you on the top of the hour. It's time now to have a first look at the sports. Here's Graham.
Oh, it's like she's never been gone. Absolutely love having JB back, even if it is just for today. But lest we forget, yes, we got some sports to get into. And thankfully, with a bit of a break between the Olympics and the Paralympics, we can focus on some other sports. So let's turn to rugby. And Springbok coach Rassie Erasmus, he's named a very strong lineup with 11 changes, 1 positional, for the return Rugby Championship match against Australia in Perth on Saturday. So Salman Morat will captain the side once again, with Elrich Louw and Peter Steph du Toit among the few returning players. Then some notable changes include a young front row featuring Jan Hendrik Wessels, Johan Grobelaar and Thomas du Toit, and then a fresh halfback pairing, quite an exciting one, Moré van den Berg and Sasha Feinberg and Gomezulu. Saturday's match gets underway at 11:45 p.m. Don't get caught out, 11:45 in the afternoon. Now let's stay with rugby news, but a bit of a broader perspective. In World Rugby, they have announced that all 6 regions will have at least 1 team in the expanded 2027 World Cup, which will feature 24 teams now. So 12 nations have already secured their spots in Australia by finishing in the top 3 of their groups in the 2023 World Cup. And the remaining spots will be determined through various regional competitions over the next year, including the European Championship, Pacific Nations Cup and the Continental Championships in Asia, South America and Africa. Widen that net. I love that. Now let's get back to football. It's been a while. And Manchester City's Erling Haaland is aiming for his 2nd consecutive PFA Player of the Year award. That was after being nominated alongside his teammates Phil Foden and Rodri. Phil Foden, my kid's favourite on FIFA. Haaland's 38-goal season played a crucial role in City's historic 4th straight Premier League title. He was unstoppable. Also in contention are Chelsea's Cole Palmer, also a brilliant year, Arsenal's Martin Odegaard, and then Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins, all very worthy winners as well. Now let's stay with footballing news, and West Ham United have signed right back Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That, of course, from Manchester United, now on a 7-year contract. So the deal is worth around £15 million for the 26-year-old who was in the final year of his contract at United. Wan-Bissaka began his career at Crystal Palace before joining United back in 2019, and he played 190 matches for the Manchester club and helped them win the FA Cup last season, of course. So I think great that he's got the long-term commitment from the new owners. But that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's get our first dose of your Wednesday morning weather.
Thank you so much, G-Man, for that sports update. Right now, it's time to have a first look at your weather report throughout South Africa. Now, the South African Weather Service has issued 2 serious orange level 6 warnings for today. The first is for damaging winds and waves between Cape Agulhas and Port Edward, posing a danger to navigation at sea with waves continuing through tomorrow morning. The second warning is for damaging interior winds between Plettenberg Bay and Port Alfred, causing damage to dwellings as well as difficult driving conditions. Damaging winds are also expected across the Eastern Cape. A yellow level 3 warning for damaging waves is expected between Cape Agulhas and Saldanha Bay, spreading to Alexander Bay by tonight. Additionally, extremely high fire danger conditions are expected over parts of Limpopo and the interior of the Eastern Cape province. So wherever you find yourself today, please make sure that you are safe, and also remember to share your morning views with us on 063 408 8863. Right now, it's time to have the first look at the temperatures for today.
All right, so the least I can do. First of all, how does it feel? How does it feel, my
Good. I
friend?
feel like I'm still just fine. I know. I'm just going to hug everybody. I'm hugging the crew.
I know.
The entire moment.
There's actually a lot of people behind the camera waiting to hug her right now. So I better get you recharged with coffee.
Please, thank you.
Because you do have to start your day, and I'm aware it's early. But don't worry. Okay, we still remember. We got you covered.
Thank you.
And one of your favorites is coming into studio this morning, Keanu Harker.
Keanu Harker. I've been following him on the socials because he has been booked and busy. He's been touring all around. So
Rightly
I'm
so.
excited. But I first need a cup of coffee. Thank you so much. You know what I like. Still my
I even did it
crispy
for the
milk.
gram, just like spread it all over the table, you know. I haven't changed at all.
You haven't changed at all.
Which is why I'm as excited. We've got a unicycler coming into studio, which is always something that I know I will never be able to do. So when a young man like Matthew Risk is able to do it so easily, it does make one amazed, yeah, but a little bit nervous in your Feel Good studio. So yeah, we're going to have adrenaline, we're going to have amazing music, and we're going to have a lot of love.
Oh, and lots
Welcome
of smiles
back.
today, okay? Do we still cheers?
We do cheers. My face is cramping. I'm actually smiling so much. Jamie Lee Domberg is back on your Feel Good Breakfast show just for today.
I love
Stick
him.
around. Yay.
Only you can make my day.
Welcome back, everybody. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. It's Jamie Dominic back on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, this morning is all about entertainment, it's about fun. And joining us in studio is Keanu Harker, a musician who's no stranger to our Feel Good Breakfast Show. He'll be telling us all about what he has been up to and has a little surprise for the ladies later. Let's welcome him back. Hello, sir.
Welcome. Thank you so much. Also, welcome to you.
Thank you. I know, right?
Thank
Full circle moment,
Full
because I
circle.
just feel like you're part of the family already. We have obviously been keeping up with you on socials. You've been booked, you've been busy, been traveling. So I don't even feel like I should speak English with you right now. I should be saying, hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien.
Boa noite. Bon dia, you know. I tried.
I love that for you. How's everything been? It's good to have you with us this morning.
Wow. It's good to be back. It's good to be back home. It's good to be back in South Africa. But I mean, the traveling has really been absolutely amazing. I think in 7 months, I've been to 12 countries.
Wow.
So my mind has been blown completely.
Tell people why you've been traveling, because a lot of people have just been following and being like, oh my word, you've been doing shows all. You did, I Believe in Me.
Yeah.
That was your recent show. But tell people why you've been traveling.
So, fun story actually. I was just called out of blue randomly from an agency, and they were like, yo, we actually saw your videos on Expresso. We saw your videos, shout out Expresso, and YouTube, and we've got opportunity for you to be the production singer on a ship. I was like, cool, it sounds too good to be true. I checked it out, it looked legit. I said yes, and then a month later, I was in the rehearsal, and I was traveling the world as a production singer on the Costa Fascinosa cruise ship.
Ooh, tell us about ship life, because ship life is a different
Ship
life.
life is it's a crazy
It's crazy.
life. I think that the one thing that really blew my mind was the fact that we traveled so quickly that I was in Spain, and we traveled, and I went to sleep, and then when I would wake up, I'd be in Portugal. And then I'd spend the day in Portugal, and I sleep, and I wake up, and then I'm in France. So that has been really amazing. Everything is fast-paced. I learned a lot. I met new people from all over the world, which obviously means I need to now latch onto different languages and different cultures, and the food is amazing, and the people is amazing, and it's just, the bug has me now.
I know.
The
Once
bug
the
has
bug
me
bites
now.
you,
Fully.
there is no turning back. So
Yeah.
I have a feeling that you're not here for a long time. Are you here
Your
for...
feeling is very correct, ma'am. Very, very correct. So during the contract that I was on, I've been offered another contract, and this time to do Asia. So now I'll be doing China and Japan and Korea and all those surrounding countries. And that's within the next few weeks, actually.
Okay.
Few weeks, like 4 or 5 weeks.
So we are so honored to have you with us for the short time that you're with us.
Same,
We're obviously
thank you.
coming at such a perfect time, because it is Women's Month in
Yeah.
South Africa, you know, celebrating. I'm sure you have so many role models, so many pivotal women that has been in your life that has helped you and shaped the man that you are today. Is there a message that you have for the women in South Africa?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for standing tall and for doing everything that you've done to keep, you know, us as men, as children, as family together. It's difficult. A lot of people know that everybody has things going on, but I want to say thank you. And also, it's a very cliche line, but don't change for anything and for anyone, you know. If it is something that you want to do, go for it. My motto is, I believe in me, and so you should believe in you. And just thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure, and thank you. That was so well said. What are you performing today? Because as always, we know that when you come, you're bringing soft sounds.
Yeah.
It's that charisma that you always bring to every single set and every single sound that you produce. So what do you have in store for us today?
So that's the brief that I got. You know, they said it was for the ladies. And I thought, okay, cool. You know what? Let's change it up a little bit. So I'm doing 2 covers today, actually. I'm doing It's a Man's World by Seal, and then I'm doing I Want to Know by Joe.
Ooh, he's going to be taking us in the fields today.
In the fields. I hope everybody's in the fields with this one.
Listen, this was my first time back, so if at any point, if you want to take off your shirt, you know, I always am welcoming people taking off their shirts this early in the morning. But Keanu Harker is here today, and he's going to be entertaining you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
She's been back all of 5 minutes. Literally, look at your clock right now, and already the shirts are coming off. So good to have Keanu Harker in studio. I was there at the very beginning, seeing this kid perform on any stage he could. What an incredible artist with so much love to give. And of course, so good to have Jamie back. It feels like I've won the lotto, but I haven't, because you could. So let's see how you could do that. If you play Lotto, Lotto plus 1 and Lotto plus 2, there is a 53 million rand estimated jackpot up for grabs this Wednesday. Oh, Oh, just picture those possibilities. You've heard Keanu traveling the world. You could do the same. So play Lotto for an estimated 10 million rand, then Lotto Plus for another 10 million rand, Lotto Plus 2 for 33 million rand today. Don't just play that one, though. Do them all if you can. And you can get your tickets in store. You can go onto nationallottery.co.za online. You can use their mobile app. You can use your own cell phone banking, or simply dial star 120 star 7529 hash for all the USSD. And we'll keep all those details up on our Expresso social media pages. So you've got a little bit of time to go and check them out at your leisure, but just make sure that you put yourself in the running. It's a big one today. So play Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 for 53 million rand in total estimated jackpots today. Play now and good luck. Now, of course, it's a crazy show. We know when the Zip Zap Circus comes to town, and you're actually able to say it. One of the most amazing young outfits of circus performers in the world, I reckon. Matthew Risky is doing something very risky on the unicycle right now. We're going to find out about their brand new show, Kaleidoscope, and bring you an unforgettable performance. Just a taste of what's to come. We'll see you now.
There are stories of dreamers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
Jump, 2 steps to the left. No gorilla.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You can see how excited we are in studio this morning. Yes, Jamie Lee Domberg is back for today, which has got all the love pumping, but the adrenaline is pumping as well because the Zip Zap Circus is back. And joining us is Lawrence van Rensburg, the CEO and co-founder of the Zip Zap Circus, an incredible place to discover and foster young talent. And then we've got instructors Pelelani Ndakroka and Jason Barnard, no stranger to the show. And then we'll be introduced to a few more of the performers a little bit later. And of course, we've got the team in here collectively, and we are so glad to have them now. They join us ahead of their Kaleidoscope event happening on the 17th up until the 25th of August this year at the Zip Zap domain in Cape Town. Quite an experience. Welcome to the show, guys. Thank you so much for coming out and for doing this, for creating this platform. So for the uninitiated, please, if you can, introduce us to what was the concept behind, yes, we know it's a circus, but there is magic happening here. The way that talent is fostered, the way that lives are changed is something quite powerful. Please fill us in.
Do you want to tell the beginning of the story? And I'll do the details.
Take us back to step one.
So I was a trapeze artist and I left South Africa in the 1970s and came home in 92 to show Laurence my hometown, because we were performing together in Paris, her hometown. And I said, I'll show you my hometown for 6 weeks, and we came home and stayed 32 years.
As one does, yeah.
Right. But Zip Zap was actually, we decided to try to make a difference in South Africa in 1992 when we came home. And using circus as a tool, we wanted to bridge gaps between children who wouldn't have opportunities to normally meet, and also be a part of Nelson Mandela's vision of a rainbow nation. And we wanted to put our 2 cents in and try to make a difference. And 32 years later, we're still doing that.
And with aplomb. And I've gotten to meet so many of the young performers, and Jason and I, we've been through some moments together in both our careers. Actually, we've been present when the other one's going through the most, and that's an amazing thing to me. There is something about this environment, as you would well know, having come through this machine yourself, that is just so good for fostering not only, obviously, incredible athletic ability and performance ability, but life skills as well. What is it about your family that makes such a big difference, do you think?
Well, we've got some values that guide us, and we've got amazing team of people who really care about youth empowerment and social impact. So we've got 9 programs. So when we started in '92, we had 15 kids, one program. Now we've got 9 programs and 3,000 kids every year.
3,000 kids.
Yeah. So we've got like 5 outreach programs. We did work with different partners, Clinic in Kailicha, the St. Joseph's School for Special Needs Children, Department of Education of the Western Cape, ECD centers. So we've got, that's 2,700 kids. And then we've got our Circus Academy of Excellence that starts with a 7-year-old, and then you grow up into the performing group and into the Day to Dream and
into that.
Professionals.
Yeah.
So now they're going. They went through the programs and now they're professionals.
I want to say you've smashed through the ceiling, but in your line of work, you could actually smash through the ceiling. So don't do that just yet, unless it's part of the trick. I mean, you guys have to do something. You sell wonder. That's what you sell. You sell magic and wonder and imagination, because every time you go out there, and I'm just thinking of my own kids, it's eyes like this. You've got to be able to achieve these things, not only physically, but mentally. What does that take? What has this performance space given you?
Personally, on myself, it's given me a lot. It's given me like value to believe in myself as well. And also in a way, it has taught me to not give up and push. And it also have made me a better person in life. So I have a lot of brothers and sisters, and not by blood, but also where I've joined the Zip Zap, I've created family, a bond that like I never really had.
Yeah.
So that's where I find my passion. That's where I see myself continuing in future. Also continue teaching the future kids.
Passion and purpose. Yes. And now we understand the impact. Jason, how many times have you fallen and had to get back up, do you reckon?
Not as much as some of the other guys.
That's why he's the best. That's why he teaches the other guys.
I'm a bass, so I stay on the floor. I throw the guys around, and those are usually the guys.
So how many people falling are you responsible for throughout your career? Let's put it like that.
Couple.
Just a few. But that's another life lesson, is you have to get back up, and you've always got your brother or your sister reaching out to help you get back up. I know that you embrace the performance as much as, you know, this is the lifeblood and the reason why you do it. And I know that teaching is great, and I know that the brotherhood is great, but when you get an opportunity to go out there and perform and see those faces and feel that magic, what's it like?
It's a big blur, because everything's happening so fast on stage. Now and again, when you compliment, you can make some eye contact, and it's nice to see smiles and to take those people on a journey of emotions. But the adrenaline is really overpowering, so sometimes you don't get to see that.
3 weeks later, you'll get a snapshot. I love that. Kaleidoscope is happening. How can we get tickets? Just fill us in what the show is about.
Okay, Kaleidoscope, we go through seasons, colourful seasons, starting in the autumn, and obviously, you know, winter, spring and summer is a big bash. And you can buy tickets on Quicket, but you must hurry because the first show is already sold out.
Sure.
So we've got 8 shows in total, and we're starting on Saturday.
8 shows, that's going to become 7 shows, it's going to become 6 shows, it's going to go fast. For a truly magical experience, not just for the little ones. I know I'm selling it as a whole family outfit, but parents, you will be blown away when you see the level of athleticism alone. And they are also really, really funny. It's such an amazing night out. And yes, Quicket is where you can get your tickets, but don't worry, we're going to bring you just a little taste after this.
I'm grabbing my coffee already because I can't wait for the performance. But as always, we're not just about your TV screens, we're also about connecting with you on digital platforms. So we've obviously posed this question to you on our social media. Good morning. Look at Cole Wasey's face. I miss you. Where are you this morning? However, we said, fill in the blank. Let's have a bit of a laugh this morning. Laugh at ourselves because that's the best thing to do. I may not be a clown, but I did feel rather silly when I ... So let us find out what you had to say in terms of what that funny moments were. So we have Gary, a huge top fan, still here, Gary. So nice to connect with you this morning. He says, a few days after I bought my new car, I saw my crush outside the gym. So trying to act cool, I pulled out the parking bay and the car stalled. I wanted to climb into the cubby hole. Oh, no, man, Gary. I'm so sorry. I hope that she didn't, completely just ruin you and just make you feel mortified. Then we also have Megan that said, I went to work in Midtown Joburg with my huge pink bunny slippers on. I wondered why people in the lift were smirking. I was mortified. You know, Megan, we all have those days. Sometimes it's just like a busy morning and you walk out of the house with your pink bunny slippers on. You live the moment. You live to tell the tale. We also have Fairuz Nazir Holt saying, I fell in a puddle of water on a field at high school during a soccer match. Fairuz, I'm so sorry. We feel for you. But okay, keep that coming. We'd love to know about you. I have so many stories. I feel like I'm always having a silly moment where I'm either clowning around, falling, making a complete embarrassment of myself. I definitely will try to think of more of those memories. But do connect with us on 063 408 8863. We'd love to hear from you.
So the Zip Zap Circus is bringing us another unforgettable show to try and wrap our eyes and our heads around Kaleidoscope, running from the 17th up until the 25th of August at the Zip Zap Domain. You can get your tickets right now at Quicket, but we wanted to bring you just a little taste. Now, normally before a performance, I would say break a leg, but to Matthew Risk, I'm going to say, please don't break a leg as he gets on the unicycle. Take it away, son.
To the left, no gorilla, but we bang the chest. Surprise, surprise, you don't know what's next. On stage, we be keeping it fresh. Only good vibes, no stress, no less. We got the technique. Jump, jump, 2 steps to the left. The crowd going crazy, hearts racing. We putting smiles on faces, different places. They call it amazing. Put them in a daydream like it's make-believe. I'm feeling free. Jump, jump, 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right. Some me go jump, jump, 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right. Some me go jump, jump, 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right. Some me go jump, jump, 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right. I'ma say jump, jump, 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right.
Yes! Oh, Matthew, first of all, well done, brother. That was absolutely brilliant. I'm a parent, okay? So all I'm saying while you're doing this is every hard edge and corner around us, I'm like, please, man, just be careful. To get to this level, how often do you practice? How much work have you put into this one wheel over here?
I do this on average 2 hours a day, 5 days a week.
And your breathing right now tells us what it takes to get there. If you had to concentrate on a core on an element of your physicality that is needed for this. How do you train? Is it just practice, or what do you work on?
No, I just ride. Of course, like warming up the legs. Of course, running, maybe a couple of squats, but I just ride. I just hop on and I ride, and that's my warm-up for doing this.
I can't wait to see you down the street in Cape Town somewhere, just blowing on your one wheel. I absolutely love it. You've got a big show coming up, and I know you guys put like blood, sweat, and tears into these shows.
Yeah.
For the viewers, because you've obviously had an opportunity to see it all, feel it all come together. What do you think people are going to get out of this performance? Why should people come and watch you guys?
No, people should come and watch. This show is unique. Being in the show, I enjoy seeing the show. I've seen a lot of shows. I've been in a lot of shows. This show is unique. You should come watch it because it's something you won't feel before, and like intense happiness. I'm out of breath, but...
Buddy, I'm looking... Look at the goosebumps here, because I'm looking at your eyes and I'm watching the adrenaline kick in just talking about this show, bud. I am that excited. I'm going to bring my kids. I absolutely love it. While I've got you here, buddy, what is the most dangerous thing you've ever done? And please, can we put it up on screen? Please don't try this at home. But I know you guys push the limits.
Yeah, I've definitely thrown people for doubles. We do 3 highs, which is someone will stand on me and someone will stand on that person. And I've been the person on top. And that was, I think, the most scariest thing and dangerous thing for me.
Because we're putting it to the people this morning now, and all of us have had those moments. And often at my age, I don't have to be standing on another person's shoulders who's standing on another person's shoulders to fall. I just will fall and trip over my own feet. Have you had those moments that have been so unbelievably embarrassing, where it's all just fallen apart?
Yes, it's all the time.
Every day.
But we learn and we laugh with each other, and then we try it again. And we keep going. It's teamwork, and every day we just go for it all together as a team.
I love it.
If we fall, it's fine. We just get back up and we carry on.
You kind of have to. You kind of have to fall to learn. That being said, you don't have to fall right now. I'm going to ask you, just get back on the bike and show us a little something as we play out, just to inspire you out there. I want kids who have that creative gift. You might not have found your lane yet, but you know you are destined for great things. Maybe it's on one of these. Give us another little taste there. Matthew Risk on the unicycle ahead of Kaleidoscope, an incredible zip-zap circus performance. As Matthew has said, this one is going to change the game. They're going to bring you something you haven't seen before. I'm so nervous every time you touch the unicycle, but the Zip Zap Circus is back, and with something truly remarkable. Kaleidoscope is here. So easy.
No, my mommy heart can't handle that right now. All I'm thinking of is, when is he falling? When is something crazy going to happen? But luckily for us, we are changing things up a bit because it's Wednesday and we all know what that means. It's going to be the culinary hotline bling. No, I feel like no one's ready for that, okay? So get your aunties, get everybody, rally them up, because when we return, we are going to bring the culinary hotline bling.
Ching, ching, ching!
We're working on that one.
Abahlali nabangani bethu sicingela abantwana.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Wednesday, and I hope you had that vocal cords warmed up during the ad break, because welcome to the Culinary Hotline. Bling! There we go. That is much better. It is, of course, Women's Month, and we are so thrilled to shed light on the incredible contributions that female chefs have made in the culinary industry. One of those chefs being the beautiful, the elegant, the incredible Jenny Morris, a renowned talent in the kitchen and also familiar face on our Feel Good Breakfast Show, with two mouth-watering recipes. And if you have any culinary questions, as always, we'd love to connect with you. Join in on the discussion and also send through your voice notes to our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863. First up, Miss Jenny, happy Women's Month.
Well, happy Women's Month to you too. And I have to come and stand next to your mother. I don't know where I'm looking, but I'm looking at you because you need to know there's a special place in hell for ladies who don't look after other ladies and uplift them and make them special. And you're so special. And I'm so happy.
I love you. It is so good to be back with you. When I saw you were in the kitchen with me, I was like, yes, I need Mama Jenny's love today, and I just need this female energy that is always just so vibrant and always just this. It's exactly this. So thank you so much.
This is special for me. Now I'm going to let you get rid of your frustration. You know, we were having a talk this morning. Bring those potatoes here, girl.
Oh, we're smashing them, hey?
Oh, darling, we're going to hurt them. Now, you can either do it by hand. I like to do it by hand because then I really know that I'm really like getting in there. And I'm like, come on, Jamie.
You look
I'm
like
sure
you don't have any stress.
Darling, I have stress.
You have
Come,
stress?
beat them. No, I don't have stress. Come
You
on.
don't have stress.
Who has stress? I don't
I'm
have
just smashing
stress.
them down.
Got all my pans going. We're doing fish today, and Norwegian salmon is really, really special. And I just think I have a piece for you and a piece for me. We're ladies, and we deserve it. So we're not going to have a facial. We're going to have salmon because it's very good for your skin, all those lovely omegas.
The omegas, yes.
So I need to put a little bit of oil on it. It has its own fat. Okay, James? Do this, baby. Bring those here.
Okay.
Bring your olive oil.
There you go.
And you're going to pop it into this pan over here and switch that pan on. Or you can go here, Jamie, if you want to. Stick it in there, and then you put some of your potatoes in there. Salt and pepper them, okay? So now what I'm going to do here is stop throwing the skin away. The problem with most of us is we're a bit finicky and we throw the skin away. That's where all the good stuff is. So all your omegas, you'll see, I'm not putting any oil into my salmon pan whatsoever.
And salmon is such a delicate piece of white meat because it needs just that good, that good searing in the pan.
That's
not too much to do with it, because sometimes people can overcook it, and then you need that like butter, soft piece of salmon in your mouth, that melt in your in your mouth.
Oops, sorry, darling.
Ready.
So come here, Jamie. Let's go in with these. How many potatoes do you want?
Me, I'm a potato kind of gal.
Also,
give me
one
potatoes.
For you, one for that.
One for me and all for us.
And all for us, absolutely. And give those a shake. Give me a little bit of salt and pepper in there. And then I've got some beautiful green vegetables to go with this, okay? You could use asparagus, anything green and long and textured on the base. That's my girl. How's my pan doing? So we're going to make this salmon, and I'm going to make a sauce to go with it, but I'm going to go presentation side down first. I'm going to go on the skin. I want the skin nice and crisp. The skin must be crisp, yeah.
See, this is why I also came back, because I know, if anything, you are going to feed me today. Can you see how much weight I've lost because I don't eat your food anymore?
You're looking absolutely magnificent.
Oh, thank you.
But don't lose any more weight.
I won't lose any more. That's why I'm here, so that you can feed me. That being said, you know, salmon is such a expensive piece of fish. Is there an alternative if you don't have access to salmon?
You can use hake, you can use king clip, which is a little bit pricey, but there's nothing wrong with doing the same thing with the hake.
Okay.
With the same sauce, with the same veggies. Have a look at this now. Can you see? Look at that. That is the natural oils starting to come out of the salmon. And if you have a look around there, let's just give these a bit of that. I don't want them too crisp, but you can see it's starting to get nice and crisp around the edges. And then we're going to flip it. You can actually see the fish is starting to cook. How do you like yours? I like my medium rare. I don't mind if you like it well done.
I do like it well done. I know.
Oh,
don't judge
girl,
me.
I'm judging.
It's the texture. I'm always so scared, but I know because you
like
are here.
sushi?
I do like sushi, but I'm also so picky. I'm very picky when it comes to my sushi. I know. Picky when it comes to a lot of things, but picky when it comes to my sushi.
Men.
Oh, a lot of picky when it comes to that.
Salmon.
Yeah.
Can you put that on?
Okay.
because what I want to do there is just get it to keep our potatoes warm. Look here. This is, oh gosh, this is sticking a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean we're not going to eat our...
No, absolutely not. So again, just...
We need a little bit hotter.
So when that happens, when it sticks to the pan, what do? Do you just, you know, let it simmer, let it set?
No, let it go. I mean, you will continue. You will continue to eat your salmon, trust me. And you will eat the skin. So I'm going to put the skin on the side here for a little bit, okay? In fact, I'm going to put the skin here because the pan is nice and hot.
So the flavors of the potato will also infuse into that skin. I get what you're doing right now.
I'm going to do this, Jamie. I'm going to just put this alongside you because I'm going to take the salmon out. I'm going to give it a chance to get a little bit. Do you like fennel? Because fennel and fish are just like a match made in heaven.
Everything. You're speaking my language this morning.
Am I doing it?
Yes.
I love it.
So what are we doing with this one? I'm just putting
I'm going to transfer the potatoes there because I want to get a bit of the sauce going. So I'm going to use that skin to almost like a stock to make it delicious. There we go. Here we go. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. Dit is myne. Right, those are going to continue in there. Okay. And then in here, what I'm going to do, the sauce is just so easy. I'm going to put, there is a little drop of oil, so it's not going to burn the butter. Whack the butter in for Mama.
Got you.
And you go with the butter. I'm going to put a little bit of wasabi. Do you like wasabi?
I love wasabi, yes.
It's better than chili.
Ooh,
because it burns once and it goes up. Chili goes 1, 2, 3.
And everything is like, whoa.
It's over, Cadova, girl.
Wasabi's so good. And I think also just with the fish, it will pair so beautifully.
A little bit of cream. A little bit of lemon zest if you want. A little bit of fresh fennel. A little bit of lemon juice. I'm going to get you to squish and squeeze. Yes. You go on one side, I'm going the other. Let's go. Okay. Let's go. This is going to thicken our sauce. Look at that. Ooh. Not too much. Did you put some salt and pepper in there?
I did not yet.
Good. Salt and pepper.
Right now. Okay, so
and
salt
fresh dill.
Cream.
If you can't get fresh dill, get fennel. Fennel fronds, delicious.
And this is for our sauce right now that we're making for this beautiful piece of fish
and
that
I'm
we have
going
here.
to put a tiny little bit of cheese in. Not normally do I put cheese in a sauce, but this is going to be a Mornay.
A Mornay.
A Mornay. And it's not a man, it's a sauce. A saucy Mornay. Here we go. I'm going to push all of this, and I always put the wasabi in at the end. It's like mustard because you don't want it to be bitter.
And you don't also want that wasabi to overpower that entire sauce, right? So you want to add it gradually.
There you go.
I was going to say even a nice garlic just to break the balance, but I mean, this is perfect as is.
Your garlic, baby.
You see, she's talking my language this morning.
Yes. I'm putting it at the end too because I want the garlic to come through. I don't want to overcook it. I want to keep that lovely fresh flavour. There's your garlic. I'm going to take a tiny little bit of this zesty zest. How are your potatoes? Are they looking good?
I am so focused on the sauce. But the potatoes are looking good.
Right. Give me potato on the plate. Come, let's start plating up. Bring me a couple. There we go. Okay. I'm going to just pile everything on top for you, okay? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
And this is so easy, so quick.
A little bit of
there we go, put that cheese
Can I give you your salmon like that? Because that makes me happy.
Okay. Only for you, Jenny, because I trust you. I trust the way you cook.
Look at that.
Look at
that beautiful colour.
Is stunning.
And look at that.
I'm going to just
do
usually I am not a medium rare kind of person, and we have some of the greens. We've plated up. If you want to get your hands on this recipe, go on over to expressoshow.com. That is where you can find this entire beautiful Norwegian seared salmon, also with some nice greens, and that sauce is perfect.
There we go.
You need to pour it over for us. Just give us that TV drizzle. We need that TV drizzle.
Oh, darling, we need to drown it, baby. Let it swim.
This is why I came back. This is why I came back. This is food. Thank you so much.
Oh, so good to have the ladies back together in the kitchen. Yes, we are continuing our celebration of Women's Month, and Jamie Lee Domberg is here all day, so stick around. We, in fact, are going to get through some gorgeous messages that you guys are sending in just a moment. But first, expect a rush of adrenaline and a little bit of blood to the head. We absolutely love the Zip Zap Circus, especially when they bring a new show like Kaleidoscope, happening from the 17th till the 25th at the Zip Zap Dome. First show already sold out, so you better get to Quicket right now. Get your tickets. 150 Rand is all it'll cost. Now, of course, when Masizake wheeled in the apparatus, at first I was thinking a handstand. Come on, that's not that circus ready. Now I understand there are levels to this game. Giving just a little taste of what you can expect from Kaleidoscope. Brace yourself. Masizake Kovi is going to do a handstand, but a whole nother level.
basikhulisayo abahlali nabangani bethu sicingela abantwana aba basakhulayo bazofunda ntoni na kwizenzo zethu xa kunje sicingela abazali basikhulisayo abahlali nabangani bethu sicingela abantwana aba basakhulayo bazofunda ntoni na kwilizwe lethu xa kunje yonke imizamo ukuthi impilo ibe ngcono suke ekoneni sambe siyofuna isikolo yonke imizamo ukuthi impilo ibe ngcono suke ekoneni sambe siyofuna isikolo sicingela abazali basikhulisayo abahlali nabangani bethu sicingela abantwana aba basakhulayo bazofunda ntoni na kwilizwe lethu xa kunjena sicingela abantwana aba basakhulayo bazofunda ntoni na kwilizwe lethu sisuke ekoneni siyofuna isikolo suke ekoneni sambe siyofuna isikolo.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Masizake Kovi, take a bow. Just a small movement for a man who's done some very big movements. That was mind-blowing. The goosebumps are there. You can see him perform in Kaleidoscope, the latest production from the incredible Zip Zap Circus, happening at the Zip Zap Dome from the 17th till the 25th of this month. Get to Quicket. Tickets are selling out very, very fast. So thank you so much to Brent and Lawrence for the work that they put in behind the scenes, but for bringing this amazing crew.
You can understand why as well, because you see what his body does. I mean, like, my back was just paining.
I know. My back is literally moaning at me now. It's like, don't. But it's like the grace of a prima ballerina with the athleticism of a gymnast. Absolutely amazing.
Graceful.
So I think by the line of people waiting to hug you when you arrived this morning, you would understand how much it means to have you here. But if you think we're excited, just take a gander at this. Of course, you guys have been clearly loving the fact that our beautiful girl is back for the day. So let's hear what you had to say from Tarisha. She said, so glad to see Jamie Lee on the show today. Welcome home, Jamie, even if it's just for today. Love you, Jamie Lee. Maybe it's not just for today. Shireen, one of the OGs, saying, good morning, my Expresso family. Happy Wednesday. Wow, it's super amazing to see Jamie. This morning, she is looking beautiful as always. Have a super day, team. Lots of love. Oh, and the comments keep on coming. Vincent saying, morning, team. Happy Wednesday. You were saying, so nice seeing you again, Jamie. We missed you so much. Oh, man, I know how you feel. Then Lana Wheeler saying, welcome home, Jamie Lee. Yes, it is your home, girl. I know it's going to be emotional for you. Are you going to stay? Will you come back tomorrow? Yes.
The rate card is different now, hey, everybody. Like, I don't know if they can afford me anymore. No, I'm joking.
I love to hear that.
I think it's always so amazing to come back and knowing that it feels like home, it feels like family. I think also it's just so fitting that I'm doing the show back with you. But also the reason why I came back was for Women's Month, to celebrate, you know, the incredible women and to be a voice and use my platform to amplify just that. So,
can you feel when that shifted for you, where you were not just looking up to the woman to guide you up, but you were looking down because you were now that woman looking to help someone up behind you? Because you're very much in that space now.
I think it's as you grow up and you become a bit more self-aware and self-aware, just in the sense of making sure that you're not just doing it for yourself anymore. It's good to always amplify yourself and your platform, but also making sure that you are leaving a legacy behind. So I think with coming back as well, it's all about that. It's like I've put in the work, I've put in the hard work, but now it's time to open up our platform and help other people and other women do the same.
We all rise together. That is the bottom line. Will we continue to rise after this?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're on your Feel Good Breakfast show right here on S3. And my lovely, listen, when we talk about student life, it is one of the best rides you will ever have of your life, but it is also something that can be increasingly stressful. From the academic stress to everything else in between, it is genuinely where we find so many young people not 100% coping when it comes to it. Which is why today we have got our friends from the Medical Nutritional Institute, the people who are helping us to do exactly that. It is researcher Ashley Smith. Ashley, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm amazing, thank you.
Yeah, so as you were saying, student life imposes a number of changes on students, and this can cause a lot of stress. You know, the hyper-competitive environment of applying for university, the demands of the coursework, the outrageous tuition fees, and then also being away from friends and family for extended periods of time. All of this can contribute towards stress.
Yes, and I mean, Ashley, we know about it. What can we look out for when it comes to those specific signs that say, hey man, maybe I'm not coping right now?
So no one experiences or reacts to stress in the same way, but generally stress makes you feel irritable, anxious, and like there's always something to worry about.
Yeah.
You can start to not sleep as well, you can gain some weight, you can isolate yourself, and you can even start snapping at people.
Yeah.
And then you might even develop new and unhealthy coping mechanisms, such as biting your nails, picking your skin, grinding your teeth, as well as increased alcohol consumption and smoking. But the important thing is that these early signs need to be addressed because they can actually lead to more serious mental health concerns, such as anxiety, depression, and burnout.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, you know, academic stress is the biggest thing that our students have. How can we help?
So academic stress in small amounts is good because it pushes you to work hard and it pushes you to do your best. But then as soon as you start to feel like you're overwhelmed and that you can't manage your stress, it becomes a problem and it can have negative effects. So chronic stress can affect your brain function. You can struggle to focus and concentrate, you can become more forgetful, and this will obviously have negative effects on your academic performance. It can also affect your mental health. So this is when you start to feel really frustrated, and that's when you start to think about potentially just giving up.
How is M&I helping our students to rather work more effectively and become a student that doesn't have that terrible stress?
So recognizing that stress happens and that it's really preventable is the first step. Remember, anyone who feels overwhelmed can feel stressed. In order to win your battle against stress, you need to know your triggers and your symptoms, and you need to address them early. And then it's important to support your body and your brain, and that's why M&I has developed Neurovance. Neurovance contains a unique combination of natural ingredients that target various neurological pathways to help you combat stress and the negative effects that it has on your body and your mental health. And so you feel more in control and more ready to tackle your daily challenges. It improves your focus, your concentration, and your memory, which will obviously have benefits on your academic achievements. Then the great news about Neurovance is that it's fast acting. So if you take it today, it works today.
Oh, wow.
You can get Neurovance at your nearest pharmacy, or you can get it online at mnilifestyle.co.za. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to contact us at expert@mnilifestyle.co.za.
I love that our superheroes are so easily contactable because you guys are doing such great work, Ashley. Well done to you and the team. And also, I think that being a student, it's something no one can ever prepare you for. So having something that helps you be the best version of yourself, it's incredible. So thank you.
Thank you.
It is M&I helping our students 100% get through this crazy ride in the best way and also allow that stress to not be a factor. Because at the end of the day, you can't always control what's on the outside, but you can control what is on the inside. And that is why our M&I friends are always here to help. You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show right here on S3. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, thank you so much, Gorgeous. Such useful tips in ways we can manage stress, especially in this day and age. That being said, now it's 1 minute after 7 o'clock. Time to get into those news headlines. We'll start on the national front. The ANC in Johannesburg has announced Dada Morero as their preferred candidate for mayor. Now, this decision follows Kabelo Gwamanda's resignation, which he announced amid pressure over service delivery issues yesterday. Morero briefly served as mayor in September 2022 after the DA's Umpo Palatse was ousted, but his appointment was later overturned by the High Court since the 2021 local elections. Johannesburg has had 5 mayors, including Palatse's reinstatement. Now, Speaker Margaret Arnolds has scheduled an extraordinary council meeting for Friday, where the new mayor is expected to be elected. Then South Africa's unemployment rate rose from 32.9% in the first quarter of this year to 33.5% in the second quarter, the highest in 2 years. Statistics South Africa released the quarterly labour force survey yesterday morning. Tishlolelo Poshoko, Director of Labour Statistics, noted a decline of 77,000 in formal sector employment, while informal sector jobs increased by 48,000. The survey showed the biggest job losses occurred in the Western Cape, Mpumalanga and KwaZulu-Natal, whereas Gauteng, Limpopo and the Eastern Cape saw the largest gains. Now looking to news on the international front, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer called on Iran's new president, Masoud Pezeshkian, to refrain from attacking Israel. The call followed a joint statement from Britain, the US, France, Italy and Germany urging Iran to halt threats of military action against Israel. The statement warned of severe regional security consequences and supported defending Israel against Iranian aggression and Iran-backed groups. Concerns are growing that an attack could escalate the Middle East conflict, with Iran blaming Israel for the recent death of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. Then staying on the international front, Africa's top public health body declared a public health emergency of continental security yesterday due to an Mpox outbreak spreading from the DRC to neighboring countries. The Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention had previously warned of the infection's alarming spread. Mpox, transmitted through close contact, causes flu-like symptoms and pus-filled lesions. Now, this year, over 15,000 cases and 460 261 deaths have been reported across the continent, a 160% increase from last year. Cases have been reported in 18 countries. And then a look into the world of entertainment. Miley Cyrus has made history as the youngest ever star to receive Disney legend status, rising to fame as Hannah Montana in 2006. At just 13, Miley charmed audiences as a pop star for 5 unforgettable years. Now, during an emotional speech at a fan convention, Miley expressed her pride in Hannah Montana days, and earlier this year she won her first Grammy for Flowers, which was celebrated as 2023's Record of the Year and topped the UK charts for 10 weeks. The 31-year-old received a standing ovation from a 12,000-strong crowd as she accepted her award. Harrison Ford, the iconic 82-year-old actor known for his roles in Star Wars and Indiana Jones, was also honored at this event. We absolutely love seeing how they are receiving their flowers. That being said, I will have another look at your news at the top of the hour. It's time now for the Sports with Graham.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Now that we've got a momentary break between the Olympics and the Paralympics, we can focus on some other sports for a while, and of course rugby, very firm focus at the moment. Springbok coach Rassie Erasmus has named what looks like a very strong and new lineup with 11 changes, one positional in the mix as well for the return rugby championship match against Australia. That's in Perth this Saturday. Salman Murat gets the captain's armband once again with Elrich Lowe and Peter Steph du Toit. I reckon will be the player of the year this year, just mark my words. They're among the few returning starters. Their notable changes include a very young front row featuring Jan Hendrik Wessels, Johan Grobelaar and Thomas du Toit, and then a fresh halfback pairing of Monet van den Berg and Sasha Feinberg and Goma Zulu. Saturday's match gets underway at 11:45 in the afternoon. Don't get caught out like you did last weekend. Now, of course, some big rugby news. World Rugby have announced that all 6 regions will now have at least one team in the expanded 2027 World Cup. Make the circle bigger. That'll now feature 24 teams. So 12 nations have already secured their spots in Australia by finishing in the top 3 of their groups in the 2023 World Cup. And the remaining spots will be determined through various regional competitions and feeding systems in 2025, including the European Championship, the Pacific Nations Cup, and then, of course, the Continental Championships in Asia, South America, and Africa. Now let's get back to football, and I know it's been a while. Man City's Erling Haaland is aiming for his 2nd consecutive PFA Player of the Year award after being nominated alongside some of his teammates, Phil Foden and Rodri. So Haaland's 38-goal season played a crucial role in City's historic 4th straight Premier League title. And also in contention are Chelsea's Cole Palmer, what a phenom, Arsenal's Martin Odegaard, an incredible leader as well, and then Aston Villa's game changer, Ollie Watkins. Now, staying with footballing news and throwing it forward, West Ham have made a commitment. They have signed right back Aaron Wan-Bissaka from Man United on a 7-year contract. So the deal is worth around £15 million. That's for the 26-year-old who was in the final year of his contract at United. Bissaka began his career at Crystal Palace before joining United back in 2019. And between that time, he's played an incredible 190 matches for the Manchester club and, of course, helped them win the FA Cup last season. So great to see a long-term commitment for the incredible player. But that's where we leave our sport for this hour. The roads should be getting up and running. Let's make sure you get to work safely now with a traffic report.
Let's have a first look at what's happening on the roads this morning. Now, Cato Ridge out in KZN is experiencing heavy delays on the west of the N3 from Cato Ridge towards Ashburton. Please make use of an alternative route to accommodate these delays this morning. And also out in Randburg in Gauteng, there's some congestion on the N1 northbound. That is between Malibongwe Drive and Winnie Mandela Drive, resulting in slow-moving traffic. Please maintain a safe following distance and please drive carefully this morning. It's time now to have another look at your weather. Just in case you missed it, the South African Weather Service has issued 2 serious orange level 6 warnings for today. The first is for damaging winds and waves between Cape Agulhas and Port Edward, posing a danger to navigation at sea, with waves continuing through tomorrow morning. The second warning is for damaging interior winds between Plettenberg Bay and Port Alfred, causing damage to dwellings and difficult driving conditions. Now, damaging winds are also expected across the Eastern Cape, and a yellow level 3 warning for damaging waves is expected between Cape Agulhas and Saldanha Bay, spreading to Alexander Bay by tonight. Additionally, extremely high fire danger conditions are expected over parts of Limpopo and the interior of the Eastern Cape province. We also love seeing how you start your day. A sunrise view of this hour was sent by Nicholas from Sonskane Valley. I hope I'm saying that correctly, who shared this beautiful picture with us this morning. Absolutely love seeing how you start your day. It's always such a beautiful way to spend your morning. Please do connect with us as well on our social media platforms. Share that with us on 063 408 8863. We'd love to see how you start your day. But right now it's time to look at the temperatures for the rest of this Wednesday. Gorgeous day. I feel like we're getting into the warmer temperatures, or at least I'm just hoping for that.
Yeah, no, you're in denial.
Yeah.
The cold is still there. There's going to be a sting in the tail, which means we might need some winter hot takes. So with the biggest games of the year now, I think not quite done and dusted, because we've got the Paralympics to look forward to as well and get the blood pumping. Now is the perfect time to take a moment, gear up and make sure that our home is ready for all of the action. And whether you're planning to catch every thrilling moment from your couch or just want to upgrade your home, which is perfectly fine, Game Stores had got us covered with some unbeatable winter hot takes on must-have tech and appliances. Jamie, I hope you're ready for the FOMO.
I am indeed, because I feel like I need so many things for the home right now, and I'm so glad that Game came through with all of this, because we need to fill up the home to make it more cozier, like you mentioned.
And we're going to spend a lot more time indoors. Okay, so let's start to woo you right now. First up, let's talk about that front row experience from the comfort of your own home. Game is offering an incredible deal on a Samsung 70-inch smart TV plus A05 smartphone for free. This beauty delivers crystal clear 4K resolution, and you won't miss a single detail of those heart-pounding moments. 12,999 Rand for a 70-inch Samsung TV. That's kind of Black Friday-ish.
Say it louder for the people at the back, because can you imagine watching the Paralympics on that 70-inch? Like, everything is HD. You're just like, what? You feel like you're right.
Because everyone teases me about my eyes, and then whenever I've got to read comments from the TV, I've got to walk like right up to the TV
I
and
saw
like,
that.
okay,
I saw that.
not with a 70-inch, baby. We got you
Not
covered.
at all.
Now, of course, great visuals need great sound, and the JLB Bar 800 Pro sound bar, it stands alone for a reason. It is the ultimate audio upgrade, turning your living room into a full-on stadium experience. I like it.
You wish you could be there again. So it's just amplifying that entire experience of entertainment, whatever you're feeling like.
Yeah,
just,
the crowd
the sound,
around you.
all of that.
I love it.
Now, of course, next we also know the house doesn't clean itself. I wish it did. We all wish it did. We also have the Giomo, a robot vacuum, is your new best friend, because just relaxing there with your TV,
Watching
you got
your
the sound,
cat
watching
catch a ride
everything.
on
and
it. I'm convinced that it's a cat taxi service within the in the house. If I get a Xiaomi, I just want to see my cat going for a ride on it. No, they're amazing, and of course, packed with AI computing ability to ensure that your house is as clean as it could be. And then, of course, what is game day without some snacks? But of course, we're all trying. I stress that we're trying to eat a bit healthier these days. That's where the Philips 1000 series air fryer comes in. You can whip up all of your favorites, your crispy fries, your juicy wings, and a whole lot more. All the game-ready food, the snacks that we need. So please head to your nearest game store right now, or you can just head online to score these truly amazing deals before they're gone, and they're going to go quickly.
I don't know which to shopping first. The air fryer, the TV, the soundbar, everything is so incredible.
The TV.
Yeah, the TV. Okay,
12,000.
I'll invite you over. Okay, I'll invite you over. Remember, you also stand a chance to win a 2,000 Rand Game Stores voucher.
Nice.
All you have to do right now is reply to the competition post on the Expresso social media pages and tell us what are the winter hot take deals from Game Stores that are making you feel this warmth this winter. I know there's so many, so do share that with us. Don't forget to use that hashtag #GotGame. You have until Sunday, the 16th of August to enter. And again, those T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. Get creative.
Yep.
Share your cozy winter essentials with us. Share a picture with you with an air fryer. You making
Make it good, because we're going to get a lot of entries for this one. I have no doubt. The winter hot takes are here. Now, Jamie and I, being parents, have been constantly throughout our journey thrown into the parenting segments, and I love it. It's a chance for us to learn, and I've realized looking back, it really does take a village, especially in those first few phases. So in just a moment, we're going to have a wonderful conversation delving into who makes up our village, and we want you to engage, to think about that support structure, because it is so vitally important.
Indeed, and then just in case you need a pick-me-up as well, we do have Keanu Harker back with us for a performance. He is ready to woo you away on this Wednesday, so don't go anywhere.
Beat even the most stubborn cough with tartrazine-free Expigen cough syrup, effectively relieving congestion by loosening phlegm to let you breathe more freely. Better still, 2 lucky Expresso viewers each stand the chance to win 4,000 Rand cash by answering the questions on the Expigen competition post on Expresso's social media pages, using hashtag #OTCWinter in your answer. Competition closes 16th August. T's and C's on expressoshow.com. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're talking all things motherhood, parenting. We're talking about who makes up your village. Such a powerful statement, because a village can often mean your tribe, your community, who is the people that helps fill your cup. So again, who makes up your village? But during those first few years of parenthood, it is tough. We know it. We go through all of those things. How do you navigate that? We are looking to you to help us navigate that. It takes on a whole new meaning. Now, we have been inspired by Johnson's baby and asked you, who makes up your village? I mean, we've had some amazing stories that come through where people are just saying, you know what, my village looks different to yours, and that's okay.
But that's the South African way. I have a feeling that we are one of the most eclectic spaces ever. But when it comes to those people who rally around you, I think you'd be surprised. So let's take a look at some of the comments that you guys put through this morning. Estelle saying, morning, was 18 and 3 months pregnant. Wow, moved from Pietermaritzburg to a small town. I like how she says she moved from Pietermaritzburg to a small town, Barberton. Knowing no one, no family there. The community of Barberton took me up. I got so much support from childless neighbors. I love that.
And that's often where your support comes from people that you don't even know, from strangers, because again, we lean onto our support thinking it's always coming from family, but sometimes you are going to be moved to a completely different place where people will show you support and show up for you, and that's so important.
I'm getting major goosebumps here because I'm remembering moments like that I've experienced myself. Kumari weighed in saying my first support 20 years ago was Johnson's baby. I won a bag of goodies. How cool is that? And a beautiful book to assist with all the questions that I had over the years. We relied on Johnson's to keep our baby moisturized. My husband, sisters, and mom were my support system.
Have it.
I love it. That's quite a brand connection. That is incredible. I love that.
We also have Landy Motembi saying, I will always be grateful for your kind words and encouragement. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. This is to my neighbors. I really appreciate it. Some passed away, though may their souls rest in eternal paradise. I'm a mother through and through because of the guidance and support, especially after my mother passed away. How important that is as well. You know, sometimes, again, your mother's passed on and someone else takes on that matriarch role.
Oh, and we're a country of matriarchs. We're a country of gogos looking after all of our children completely. I know your tribe is not a big tribe, but it's a powerful tribe, and there's a lot of very strong feminine energy there.
Oh, absolutely. I am, because of the women that have raised me, but I still continue to learn from those women who, you know, who stay alongside me. That is my mama. She's probably watching right now, updating all of her WhatsApp status, saying like, oh my word.
No, she's probably sending you a message right now, guaranteed.
She's probably doing that right now. But again, I look up to women like my mom, not just in my household, but also in South Africa, who takes on that role of the matriarch so well and offers guidance and support, especially when you are still trying to figure out what you're trying to do, because we often lean into our support for guidance and for support. So
and you kind of you're at a phase of your career, but our career is kind of like that, where you're constantly discovering yourself, reinventing. I have to hark back to in that first week of COVID. So Bubba was born. I had my back up. I couldn't move. Linz was there with a new baby, a young child, a husband who was absolutely out of the game. Our neighbors every night cooked us a meal, to Nikki and Lee, to Mish and Robin, and then it became a kind of competition who was going to cook the best meal for us. But I don't know what we would have done over those 2 weeks that were just insane without them doing it. Neighbors, I love you guys. I absolutely love you guys. They say it takes a village to raise your children, and it does. And I don't think anybody understands that better than Johnson's baby, understanding that together we rise.
Absolutely. And after the break, we will also delve into this topic a little deeper with our panel of experts who can speak from first-hand experience. So don't go anywhere.
All right, I hope you are ready. We promised you an unforgettable performance from a young man who has been blowing my mind since the first time I asked him to help me with a charity drive, and he stepped up and he was absolutely mind-blowingly good. His voice is even better. Ladies and gentlemen, Keanu Harker is here to perform an absolute standard. This is A Man's World by Seal. Take it away.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Keanu Harker, and today I'll be singing This Is a Man's World. And on this beautiful Wednesday, Women's Month, this one is dedicated to the ladies. Please do enjoy.
take us over the road. Man made the train to carry the heavy load. Man made the electric lights to take us out of the dark. Man made the boat just like Noah made the ark. This is a man's world, but it won't mean nothing without a woman or a girl. Man kiss with a little baby girl and a little baby boy. Man makes them happy, 'cause man can make them toys. After man has done everything that he can, man makes more money, just to buy from another man. Yes, it's a man's world, but it won't mean nothing without a woman or a girl. A woman or a girl. Nothing without a woman or a girl. No, 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 no. It's a man's world, but it won't mean nothing without a woman or a girl.
Harker, take a bow, you absolute legend, and thank you for bringing us that one just for the ladies, because the ladies have stepped in. We're going to continue to have our chat. It takes a village, and we've delved into the villages that have helped to get us through that critical first phase of parenthood, and of course we brought in some moms with some first-hand experience as well to delve a little deeper into that space.
We'll see you after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your extra feel-good breakfast show this morning. Yes, Jamie Lee Domberg is back for today. Maybe we'll convince her to stick around, but she is part of our family and certainly part of my support structure. I think my tribe, if you will. Now, family is not always defined by our genes. She proves it for me. Family is relationships built and maintained through love, and I think most importantly, support. And this is our reminder to appreciate our village, family or otherwise, as we get through the tough days, while also get to celebrate the good days. And there are some, if you're going through the tough times, there will be good days to celebrate.
Absolutely. And today we are delving into the concept of it takes a village to raise a child. And we do have our panel of experts inspired by Johnson's baby. Please welcome pediatrician and mom, Dr. Mandy Lynn Meyer, digital content creator and powerhouse businesswoman. I will just hype this girl up. Lindy Linda Soda, as well as mom and beautiful human Mo Mutseki. Ladies, it is so amazing to have you here to talk about this discussion because, again, it looks different for every single one. A village is not a one size fits everyone. It's about creating your own village. And so we're going to touch on this this morning on how to create a healthy village and a tribe for yourself. So perhaps I'll start with you, Doctor. How does one create their own village?
Yeah, so I think, you know, a village will look different, and probably across the couch it looks different.
For sure, yeah.
I think it's not, we've got to remember that the village that we're looking at is not just about direct family members. So, you know, for me, my support structure is grandparents and my mom and my dad and my mother-in-law are very involved with my children. But it's also the extended community. So it's the school, it's the teacher, it's the you know, social worker in some cases, and that also forms part of the village and the support network.
Also, your support structure at work, if I think of how dependent, codependent we've all been on each other through those critical phases of that journey, you need your village to compensate, balance out, to understand sometimes. You just need a shoulder to cry on. Mo, I think you are often a shoulder to cry on here within our own workspace. You've just got that kind of vibe about you. But who is your shoulder to cry on? Who's your village?
Oh my gosh, I have a massive family, but my family is, the people that I'm spending time with now is my mother. She's been a very great support system in raising my baby. So even though I have a big family, I've spent a lot of time with her, and she's literally just helped me, you know, see what it means to be a mother, you know, becoming a mother. And it's been a very hectic one because I'm co-parenting. So I have to, you know, share responsibilities with, you know, the dad. Sometimes she spends time with her dad. Sometimes she spends time with me. So to have to come to that point of, you know, realizing that I'm a mother and I have a different, you know, way that I was brought up, and, you know, try and use the tools that I, you know, was given by my mother to actually, you know, be the best mom that I can possibly to my baby. It's sometimes a challenge, but you find yourself doing it because you learn on the job being a parent.
Oh, 100%. And I know that, you know, there is a lot going on within you that just turns you into a superhuman. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
But when your mama tells you, you know, because she's done it.
Yeah.
She's lived it. She's been through so many of those challenges.
Absolutely, and it's so good that you mentioned that it is hard because it's difficult. We don't always get to say that out loud because you think you just have to take all of this on by yourself. You don't want to lean into the support of others like your mother. Lindy Lynn, I mean, you balance so many things. You're a businesswoman, you're a mom, 2 under 2, you're a wife. How do you do it? How do you lean into your village for support on the days where you feel like you don't have it all figured out?
Well,
do you have it all figured out?
No, I definitely don't have it all figured out. I find that, you know, when you're young and you're an entrepreneur and you're like, I got this, I'm going to be totally fine, you know, I have this all covered. And then you just get given this baby and you're just like, oh my word, I have to make this work now. And it really does help to have your village, I must say. Last night I had a feeling that my baby was going to be uneasy, and I'm like, I have to be up so early tomorrow morning. And I had my right-hand lady, Miss Fatima, my nanny, right there to help me. And I just really, you know, I just love the village, guys. I need them more than ever with the babies. You know, you always think like, I've got this, I'm self-employed, like I can do this. But it is so challenging yet so rewarding. I remember the last time I was on the show, I think my husband and I, we only had
It was fresh
negative
though. It was
things to
very
say.
new. I can still remember that day, like just
Yes.
apologizing to you every 5 seconds. I'm so sorry you're here. I'm so sorry you're here.
But also then I had the little one running around and tripping over cables and possibly like maybe breaking things. So we were just like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But now I thought today I'm going to be a little bit more positive. My baby is 2 and the other one is 9 months, so it's a lot easier now.
And that's okay. It's okay to have those days where you're saying, you know what, my baby, I don't have it all figured out. My babies are doing the most, they're running around. But I think having this conversation where you can say, today I had a bad day, tomorrow will be a better day.
Oh, listen, most of the adults on the set behave like those kids, so don't worry, you fit right in that sense. But, well, let's get practical about this, because maybe we need to think about what is actually needed for that support structure. So if we do have someone in our space that might, and you'll feel it when someone needs help, and maybe it's just you stepping in for a moment. But what makes up that successful support structure? When we talk about the village, what do you need in support when going through that phase, especially the early baby phase?
Yeah, so I think it's different for everyone. I mean, I think it's just time just disappears when you have a baby. I mean, when you're young and you don't have children, you leave the house and it takes you, 10 minutes. You grab your things and you're out the door. When you've got a baby, there are things to take. There are things that you have
circus,
to prepare for.
I call
There's
it, yeah.
the nappies. Then you've got the extra outfit because he might poo on himself when you're out or embarrass you and vomit all over you. And so I think time just disappears. And so you almost don't have, I say to all the moms that I see sort of in the practice as well, is don't try to be it all. I think you've got to look at other people. You mentioned your nanny. I mean, I have a fantastic nanny as well, Josephine Chimbuno, who also looks after my kids, and I wouldn't survive without her. I need to lean on other people, other support structures. So I think it's having the ability to realize you can't be it all, and to be healthy and to be a healthy mom and to actually have your cup full, you need to take some time for yourself. And so leaning on those structures and having the support system, even if it isn't direct family, is really, really very useful for your own emotional well-being and therefore your children's emotional well-being.
And I know, even as the words come out your mouth, it's impossible for so many mothers to draw that line and take a step back. But
I struggle with
you can't, the self-sacrifice can't be the validation all the time. It's great to feel proud that you're doing these things, but it can't be the baseline experience of your life. You will be exhausted and you will fall down.
I think, again, it starts right now to have this conversation where we're saying we do need help, we do need to lean on into our support systems, lean on other mothers, learn from one another, but also no matter what it looks like to you, because it's unconventional for you being a single mom and also leaning into your community, it's so empowering to have these conversations. So ladies, thank you so much for that. Everybody needs help, whether you are starting out, whether you are doing it for a couple of years, and it's up to us as parents to choose the best village to help us along this journey of parenthood. Lean into your parenting styles, lean into your friends and your family, and make sure that you always have your village.
Now, very much a part of our village, Jenny Morris has been there to guide me through my culinary journey since I arrived in this incredible feel-good space. And, of course, the Culinary Hotline continues to celebrate Women's Month with one of our favourite women. Jenny Morris is stepping in on the other side of this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to a very feel-good kickstart to the midweek. It's your feel-good breakfast show, and we are loving it this morning after savouring a delicious pan-fried salmon and sautéed greens with wasabi dill. We're now about to simmer up some goodness with a poached haddock served on a bed of sautéed spinach and topped with a runny poached egg. Yes, it is the culinary hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting. The OG, my mama bear in the kitchen is here. Jenny Morris, I'm absolutely loving today. So good having Jamie Lee back today. I'm actually just reveling in that.
It's like
I know, it's so, so special. And of course, she loved seeing your face here because she knows that you're going to help us very gently expand our culinary horizons. And this one might seem a bit daunting. As soon as you start talking about poaching and things, I'm like, maybe I must leave it to the chefs.
Not
Okay,
at
let's
all.
trade places here.
So we're going
Talk
to
me through what we're
trade.
making.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of salt. Remember, haddock it's smoked and cured, so it already has salt in it.
And it's got quite a salty
A
flavour
salty
profile
flavour,
already.
yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Some beautiful fresh bay leaves.
Bay leaves, okay.
And we're going to just get that poaching liquid going. Some pepper. Bring me the fish, darling.
I will bring you the fish.
And poaching is cooking. You can just let it, just lie those beautiful fillets and just put them nice and flat.
Okay.
So poaching is when you have a liquid that you have enriched with flavors.
Okay.
It can be water.
So you're not just boiling it.
No, you're not. It must go gentle. This, in fact, is going a little bit too fast. You can turn it down to me because you've got
I
eyes.
can do that.
And but it's a nice slow. It's a slow method because you want it to be succulent and tender. And fish is a very tender.
Delicate, I would
Very
say, like
delicate.
handle with
Yes,
care.
handle like you would handle your favorite person in your life. Put another one in because I'm sure you want one. I know you can't eat seafood, but this you can.
Oh, no,
right?
this I can. It's only the shellfish. But what I love about the haddock is it's kind of a gateway fish because it'll often be on a breakfast buffet.
Yes,
It'll be
yes.
there. We'll leave one out for display purposes.
Yes. Now do me a favor. I want you to take, this is 2 tablespoons of flour. And we're going to take 2
Okay.
tablespoons, and because you've got those muscles. Collie, if you're watching, Graham's doing this for you, darling. Collie lives in Durban.
I love
She's
you,
at the
Collie.
Mothwa Haven. Now, Collie loves you. Trust
I
me.
know I'm a very committed husband, but...
But you love Collie.
Okay, so what am I actually trying to achieve here?
So what he's trying to achieve here is, you know, sometimes you make a sauce.
Yeah.
And what happens is it's runny and it's horrible. What do? We just take a whole bunch of flour and we try. No, we want this is called a beurre manière. Okay, this is
manière.
So what happens? Butter, beurre. And what we do is we mix it together, keep it in the freezer, and then you thicken your sauce with just little pieces.
Drops of that.
Yeah, little drops of that.
Bermagno, do you know that this is potentially saving me like half of the sauce nightmares that I have? No, I love a slow cook. I love a stew.
Yes.
I love, obviously, that final stage where you
Yes.
get to kind of put the finishing touches.
Yes.
Generally, you want to thicken it a
A
little
lot of
bit,
people
and then
put
I ruin
flour
it.
and it
And then I
spoils
ruin
it.
it.
And you go little by little by little. Oh, look at these eggs, baby. They're doing the samba. Look at that.
I like how you just somahoy, hey?
Ah, darling,
And see, this is the problem. Is you guys sometimes make it look so easy and natural because you just do it. Sometimes you've just got to have the confidence to commit and go for it.
Go for it. Okay, so I'm going to turn this heat up ever so slightly, Graham. I
Have
need
you got
your
it
eyes.
at this one over
Yeah,
here?
go.
How's
And
that?
you're going to see the surface is starting to bubble. Okay.
Because obviously we're working with milk here, so it can't go to a very,
We know we
very
don't
hot
want it
temperature
to
anyway.
go too hot. And I'm going to put a little bit of butter in here just to enrich it.
Okay, because
Okey-dokey.
one must.
One must indeed. Such a rich dish.
How's
but
that
I love
looking?
it.
I have no idea what my
Keep
bermanière
going.
is supposed
Do you
to
want
look
to get
like.
your fingers dirty?
There we go.
No, don't.
Okay.
Don't.
It's almost like getting a little crumb now.
Yes.
Like that.
So
okay.
let's start dropping those little crumbs in. Look at this. Doesn't this look
go.
absolutely gorgeous? I'm going to put a little bit more of this, and then we're going to poach. How's that? Does that not look exquisite?
It looks gorgeous. This is
Yeah.
almost kind of like food theatre. How's that looking?
Yes, I'm going to do this.
Just,
look.
Just do it. And I
Look.
love it when you start to get so excited about what you're cooking because
I
you're looking
know.
at it cook. Surely that must be a part of the process. You must. And my wife does not enjoy cooking.
Really?
Bless her, and she does it. She'll do it.
Yes.
But she's not like me where she must spend 3 hours cooking a meal because she
She's
enjoys
smart.
the process. Yeah, she is. She's She's far more logical and smart than I am, and that's the bottom line.
Push a man around the stove.
But I will see that joy kick in when it's something that she absolutely loves.
It does.
There is something so special about that, and it does infuse in the meal. I'm sorry, because it manifests in flavour.
No, but it
manifests
does.
in
Because
care and nuance.
You know what they say, never cook when you're angry.
Oh, unless it's a steak on a very hot grill.
Oh,
Just
darling.
let it all out. I love that.
Out. But look at this now, Graham. Can you smell the garlic coming through? Look at that.
Delicious.
I need a plate from you, and I need that spinach. Now,
Okay.
Haddock loves poached spinach. You could do a couple of...
Do you need a plate, did you say?
yes. Oh, that beautiful, that, yes. And I'm going to look at this. Can you see it's starting to thicken?
And when you look at the colours that are in play here, if you're going to be
beautiful.
serving this and entertaining, think of the food theatre angle. You've got a beautiful coloured fish
yes.
here.
Oh,
Get a
yes.
coloured plate. Do something miraculous.
Yes.
Because a little bit of drama goes a long way when you're cooking.
Not when you're married.
No. Yeah, no, listen, the reality cooking show flair means very little in my household, I will tell you that. But there is something, a little goes a very long way.
Yes.
If you just think about those steps, it's not just about the flavour, it's about how it looks, it's about how it smells, it's about taking a person on that little journey.
Now look at my little journey is happening. It's thickening nicely. What I like this one pot cooking.
For sure.
It really, really does just make life easier. I don't like to overcook my spinach. So what I'm going to do...
And you can kind of see the colours are brightening, not
Vibrant.
diminishing.
Yes.
Which means we're not cooking out the nutrients, we're just combining the flavours. But there is something about a one-pot meal that I know there is so much emphasis on the continuity of flavour.
Yes.
So don't have 3 separate meals that you put on the plate together because they look nice or you know the flavours complement
They must like each other.
They must flow through each other. They must be connected, infused, if you will.
Oh, look at this boy. No wonder she put you in the kitchen. I would take you out of the kitchen and put you somewhere
I'm like the
else.
Australian breakdancer. I've got the textbook, but out on the dance floor, it's a different story.
Nah, I would put Graham in the garden.
Oh, look at that. And it smells gorgeous.
With this beautiful
and the haddock's
sauce.
quite nice because it's not overly, and it sounds ridiculous saying a fish isn't overly
Come
fishy.
closer to Mama.
There we go. Sorry, I like to have a little bit of mess for the gram. Hey, listen, if you're wanting to do a TikTok cooking video, the colours that are popping in this plate, I would recommend this is it. Beautiful.
How do you like your eggs, darling?
Generally soft, but I'll take them any way you make them because you're Jenny
No,
Morris.
darling, I'm going to make them soft. You know what we're going to do? Here, we're going to cut one.
You
on
weren't
camera.
precious at all about your poached eggs,
No.
and they've come out beautifully. It's almost like perfectly imperfect.
Yes. it
So
has
be
to
okay.
be.
Don't judge yourself.
Do you hear?
Pop you here.
Look here. Can I do this?
Do the oozage, please, Jen. Oh my goodness, get out.
Kiss me, honey, honey, kiss
How did
me.
you know? How did you know?
That you like it soft and trembling.
How did you know it was ready? Absolutely amazing. If you want this recipe, you can head over to expressoshow.com. All of the culinary brilliance from the culinary hotline is here. This is exquisite. It's salty. It packs a punch. So finely balanced. And of course, a perfect way to get the fish to absolutely sing. Delicious. Okay, I've got to have a taste.
All yours. All yours.
Come to me, my friend. I suppose I've got to get a little bit of everything.
Yes, you do.
Wow.
Tiffy, here's yours for your shot.
Absolutely
Lekker, né?
beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. If you want this recipe, head over to expressoshow.com. This is, I think, the perfect breakfast, lunch, or supper, actually. Oh, I'm having more. Wow.
Some for me. That looks amazing as always. Jenny feeding the village as well. But right now it's time for another episode of Handy Heroes. Today the experts from Paint Centre in Illovo, Johannesburg, they'll be sharing their DIY hacks and valuable paint tips to help make your next DIY project that much easier. Take a look at this.
Powered by Plascon, today's handy heroes come from Paint Centre in Illovo, a Plascon paint expert store and member of Paint Club.
The store's been in the area for about 45 years now, I think, and we've recently started off a new revamp of the store, and we've been open under the new brand since 2nd of May. It all goes back to childhood, I think. My dad used to be in the paint industry for a very long time. I think it's always been a dream for me, my dad, to own a Plascon store one day. We've been in other industries for the last couple of years, and we finally opened a Plascon one now, and I think it's a proud moment, yeah. We've got about, between our team here, we've got about 70 plus years experience combined, and we specialize in eye matching, color matching, and the service, the turnaround time that we supply to our customers. I think the Plascon brand brings a different customer. It brings a customer with confidence to the store, that they know that they trust the brand, and there aren't a lot of negative questions around when they want to purchase something. It's always what they want, what they need. I think my favorite Plascon product would have to be Plascon Velvet Glow water-based. Can be used interior, exterior, multiple surfaces like wood, steel, and on walls. I think just the finish that you get from it is great. DIY tip has to be when you have bleeding that occurs when you use masking tape and the paint actually goes underneath the masking tape and leaves those little thin lines. I think the best way to do that is to paint an existing color over the masking tape, the existing color on the wall, and then paint your final coat on top to stop the bleeding from coming through. I think DIY motto has to be trust in the staff that works at the Paint Expert stores. They have great technical knowledge, and we have the expertise to help with your DIY projects.
Handy Heroes, powered by Plascon. Together, we've got this.
Listen, we can all be handy heroes. Just a fresh dollop of paint to just re-innovate the space that you're in, reimagine. It looks so amazing. So there you have it, your DIY tips and hacks just to elevate your space as well.
Thank you so much to our handy heroes.
When the cracks start to show, our strength and resilience is legendary. Micatex, strong enough to endure anything.
So we're going to take the quickest of breaks. When we return, one of my absolute favourites, Kaz Naidu, is back to talk about the G Sport Women's. When we talk about the upswing in women's sport at the moment, I have a feeling she has played one of the biggest roles internationally, and we'll start to understand why in just a moment. But she's absolutely awesome. Cannot wait.
I also think our final hour is going to be jam-packed with just powerhouses. We also have Erin Grohl coming in to talk about the Community Track Club and also Back a Buddy campaign, empowering 6 women in athletics. So you don't want to go anywhere. We'll see you after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. So good to connect with you. Thank you for choosing to start your day with us, and it's been an inspirational morning so far. So let's continue on that trend. Next, we have a remarkable story about survival and the dedication of conservationists. I'm grossly oversimplifying here. We are joined by Razan Doyle, Marketing and Sales Manager, and then Cameron Doyle, the Chief Operating Officer of the incredible Inyosi Wildlife Reserve, to share the journey of Inkanyiso, a cheetah who was born in captivity and then rewilded at their reserve. These moments have to be marked and celebrated. And after breaking her leg while caring for her newborn cubs, Nkanyiso was found by the reserve's guides, leading to a very careful rescue mission to save both her and her cubs. And of course, Razan and Cameron are here to tell us more about this incredible journey to recovery. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I love stories like this because you get to tell the whole bigger picture through a very small picture, through a very small lens. But first, we've got to get through the dramatic, because I kind of make it sound like it was an easy thing. We found her, we rescued her, it's sorted, and now she's back in the wild. Not so much from your side. So how did this journey adventure first begin?
Well, to set the scene, it actually all started on April Fool's Day.
Oh, my
1st
word.
of April.
So you needed 2 phone calls to actually believe this one.
Yes. But it's quite an awesome story because Cameron will elaborate why Nkanyiso actually came to us. I think we'll start from that angle.
Yeah, so Graham, thanks for having us.
Absolute pleasure, man.
Nkanyiso is part of a rewilding project. So Nkanyiso was actually a cat born in captivity. She lived for 4 years in a very small pen up in Hoedspruit. And we joined forces with a couple of our partners, Cheetah Mets Population Initiative, We Wild Africa, and Global Humane Conservation Fund of Africa. And they all assisted us in this kind of groundbreaking rewilding project, which a lot of reserves are now taking part in. But essentially, it's aiming to rebolster the endangered cheetah population by taking captive-born cats and rewilding them on a reserve. So Nkanyiso started like that. She took her first steps at our reserve, and it took about 8 months to get her to become a wild cheetah through various kind of tools and logistics. We finally got her wild, and she finally became a hunting cheetah on the reserve, and in fact actually bred with our wild cheetahs. So
oh, wow.
It was a successful rewilding story until, unfortunately, she broke her leg on the 1st of April.
So talk us through that moment and how that all played out, because that feels quite dramatic, and I would imagine you would need maybe a second phone call to kind of process it all.
Well, so we don't have signal at some places, so that was also quite interesting. But yeah, so how it actually all occurred, one of our guides, Braden, was driving on the reserve, and he saw Nkanyiso hobbling slightly, and because, as Cameron said, she's a rewilded cheetah, she understands, she has quite a good connection with humans. So with her sore paw, she actually ran to Braden and kept coming back and forth to the game viewer. And Braden realized, well, she's running quite sore. Differently. And then that alerted us that we need to call in the vet. We called in the vet. She was darted, which in itself is also not easy because cheetahs like to run from the vet as well. And once she was darted, we put her in one of our bomas, and then we actually had to get a portable x-ray machine, which is also quite a challenge. So many challenges, but when we found her, they were not cheetering her arm, they were x-raying her arm.
But very fast.
And the vet actually found out that she was lactating. And that was alarm bells in itself because her foot is now, or her paw, excuse me, is sore. And she's also got cubs, which we don't know where they are on the reserve.
This is like, why was this not filmed live and broadcast online for us to be a part of? So what is the state now? How are cubs, how did you track the cubs down and kind of start connecting the dots?
Yeah, so I mean, as Rez said, it was a lot of challenges, and we didn't know she had cubs when we rescued her. So she had a collar on, so we could track her movements because we are very close to the city, one of our fence lines. And that collar, unfortunately, had actually died. The battery had gone flat. So
it can happen.
It can happen. So we didn't actually know where these cubs would be. We had no idea. Obviously, we knew we've got close to 2,600 hectares, which is a large area, to try and find anywhere from 2 to 5 cubs. So we launched a bit of a rescue mission. We had a whole bunch of people who came and helped us, some neighbors and some other conservation specialists, some vets. And luckily, Braden, the same guide who the cheetah came up to, went to one of the valleys where he had last seen her before she was injured and found 4 cheetah cubs on a kind of a cliff above a river. So anyway, we had to launch this rescue mission with about 8 to 9 of us in the dying lights. We actually caught the cheetah cubs with old game drive blankets in the dark. Yeah, so we've got some interesting videos and photos of us trying to rescue these cubs. But luckily, we reintroduced them to the mother, and she accepted them back, which was great news for us. And she's now in the boma with the 4 cubs who have grown immensely. They're now eating meat. So in the beginning, they obviously...
So the bulls have changed now dramatically. But that's good because they got wild blood in them.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
What does this mean now moving forward? Because you don't obviously want to regress. You've got a wilder cheetah, you've got wild cubs. but now we've had to engage again out of necessity. So what does the rollout from here look like in terms of getting them out? Because I know just a kink in the tail is too much for a cheetah to be released into the wild because they are so finely balanced in the way that they hunt and run. So a broken leg, that's going to take some fixing. So what is the plan moving forward?
Yeah, I think I'll answer this one. So the arm has been operated on. It was a front right paw, so we've put some pins in there. It's going to take about 6 months as a recovery time. And as you say, cheetahs are a little bit more delicate than most wild cats.
Sure, yeah.
But luckily, we've got a dedicated team of vets and conservationists who kind of monitoring her daily. We're feeding her the right stuff, and we're not stressing her out. No one's getting too close to aggravate her or anything like that. So for now, it's just about keeping an eye on her and her cubs and just doing what we can for their safety and kind of making sure they're fed, looked after, regular checkups, without being too invasive. You can't dart her every time you want to check on her. So
She's just going to get faster and faster. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Well, look, the bottom line is you just do what you do because you've been built on a foundation of best practice. And I think that needs to be supported.
For sure.
If people want to help in your space, if they want to help in your sea, how do they back the kind of things that you're doing?
Well, at the moment, we're busy actually setting up a portal for people to donate in their private capacity if they want to. So if you follow us on social media, which is the best, we're quite active on there, you'll find what we'll be doing our next steps, because cheetah rewilding is something very close to our heart. And I think there's only 2,000 cheetahs actually left. So the population... 7,000, sorry. Thank you very much. 7,000.
Listen, she's the salesperson, okay? She's the salesperson. We'll shave 5,000 off, okay?
Yeah.
Drive that, come on. No, 100%. I get that. And this has become, I think, for all wildlife and conservation, the big cats represent that totem, and we've drawn a line now. And I love that fact. So thank you so much for what you have done. I promise you on the Instagram account, yes, you will find the coolest content with those sorts of pictures on. There is nothing cuter than a beautiful cheetah cub, but to see an adult cheetah enter into its wild space and reclaim that, there is something very deep and something that stretches back for millennia. I am here for that kind of story, guys. Thank you so much. What a way to enter into the final hour of the show. Let's kick that off with the news headlines.
Good morning to you. The time now is 8 o'clock. Time to have a look at those news headlines. Starting on the local front, Police Minister Senzo Mchunu said corruption within the police service will not be tolerated after the arrest of 4 intelligence officers who allegedly abducted and robbed a man of 180,000 rand. Now, according to Mchunu, actions like those were a betrayal of the public's trust. He also said they were a violation of the very principles that the SAPS stands for: honour, integrity and service. We remain committed to building a police service that is trusted by the people, Mchunu said. And then the ANC in Johannesburg has announced Dada Morero as their preferred candidate for mayor. Now, this decision follows Kabelo Kwamanda's resignation, which he announced amid pressure over service delivery issues yesterday. Morero briefly served as mayor in September 2022 after the DA's Mpho Palatse was ousted, but his appointment was later overturned by the High Court. Since the 2021 local elections, Johannesburg has had 5 mayors, including Palatse's reinstatement. Now, Speaker Margaret Arnold has scheduled an extraordinary council meeting for Friday, where the new mayor is expected to be elected. Now on to news on the international front. Conservationists have petitioned Tanzania to end elephant trophy hunting in a vast wildlife area straddling its border with Kenya. Around 2,000 elephants, including rare super tuskers with exceptionally large tusks, inhabit Amboseli National Park in Kenya, where trophy hunting is banned, an endemic wildlife management area in Tanzania. The petition, supported by over 50 African wildlife organizations and 500,000 signatures, highlights the critical situation. Only 10 super tuskers, each with tusks weighing about 45 kilograms, remain in the Amboseli ecosystem, known for its high density of these majestic animals. And British Prime Minister Keir Starmer called on Iran's new president, Masoud Pezeshkian, to refrain from attacking Israel. The call followed a joint statement from Britain, the US, France, Italy and Germany, urging Iran to halt threats of military action against Israel. The statement warned of severe regional security consequences and supported defending Israel against Iranian aggression and Iran-backed groups. Concerns are growing that an attack could escalate the Middle East conflict, with Iran blaming Israel for the recent death of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. And then bringing it back home, South Africa has made a remarkable leap at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games, doubling its medal count from previous years. Now, Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, Gayton McKenzie, has now set an ambitious goal to support 300 athletes aiming for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. At a media briefing welcoming Team South Africa back at OR Tambo International Airport, McKenzie expressed his commitment to providing financial assistance to these athletes. He praised the team's exceptional performance, which saw them win 6 medals in Paris, up from 3 in Tokyo. McKenzie also emphasized that the journey to Los Angeles begins now, with a focus on nurturing talent through school and community sports. We love to see it. Go Team SA. That being said, that is where I leave your news headlines. It's time right now for the Sports with Graham.
Well, now that we have a momentary break between the Olympics and the Paralympics, let's focus on some other sport. And of course, the Springboks got their rugby championship campaign off to a beautiful start. And our Springbok coach, Rassie Erasmus, has named a very strong lineup with 11 changes, 1 positional, for their return rugby championship match against Australia in Perth this coming Saturday. So Salman Murat gets the captain's armband once again, with Ulrich Lowe and Peter Steph du Toit among the few returning starters. The notable changes include, well, a lot of young players, a young front row featuring Jan Hendrik Wessels, Johan Grobler and Thomas du Toit. Then a fresh halfback pairing of Monet, Van den Berg and Sasha Feinberg and Goma Zulu. Very exciting. Saturday's match gets underway at 11:45 in the afternoon. Please don't get caught out. Now let's look at the bigger picture in World Rugby, as they've announced that all 6 regions will now have at least 1 team in the expanded 2027 World Cup that will now feature 24 teams. So 12 nations have already secured their spots in Australia, courtesy of finishing in the top 3 of their groups in the 2023 World Cup. Then the remaining spots will be determined through various regional competitions in 2025, including the European Championship, the Pacific Nations Cup, and then the Continental Championships in Asia, South America and Africa. Come on, Kenya, we need to see you there. Now let's return to football, and it's been a while. Man City's Erling Haaland is aiming for his 2nd consecutive PFA Player of the Year award. That was after being nominated alongside some of his teammates, Phil Foden and Rodri. So Haaland's 38-goal season played obviously a crucial role in City's historic 4th straight Premier League title. Then also in contention, another wunderkind from last season, Chelsea's Cole Palmer, then Arsenal's leader, Martin Odegaard, what an incredible player, and then Aston Villa's game maker, Ollie Watkins. Quite a field. Now let's look forward ahead of the season, and West Ham, it seems, have done the deal. They've now signed right back Aaron Wan-Bissaka from Manchester United on a 7-year contract. So the deal is worth around £15 million, or just under 20 million euros, for the 26-year-old who was in the final year of his contract at United. Wan-Bissaka began his career at Crystal Palace before joining United back in 2019, where he's played 119 matches for the Manchester club and, of course, helped them win the FA Cup last season. So quite a fine. Great to see a long-term commitment there in the Premier League. But that's where we leave our sport for now, albeit we'll turn to women's sport in just a moment, as one of my spirit animals in the world of sport, Kaz Naidu, is here to chat G Sport. But first, let's get into the roads.
Another good morning to you. Let's have a look at the roads this morning. I'll start out here in Cape Town. Now, there are reports of flooding on the M3 inbound. That is just before Hospital Bend, resulting in major delays. Please make use of an alternative route and plan your journey accordingly. Also in Belleville, Cape Town, there's some congestion on the R300 northbound on Old Paul Road. Please allow for added travel time and drive carefully. That being said, it's time now to have another look at the weather. In case you missed it, the South African Weather Service has issued 2 serious orange level 6 warnings for today. The first is for damaging winds and waves between Cape Agulhas and Port Edward, posing a danger to navigation at sea, with waves continuing through tomorrow morning. The second warning is for damaging interior winds between Plettenberg Bay and Port Alfred, causing damage to dwellings and difficult driving conditions. Now, damaging winds are also expected across the Eastern Cape, and a yellow level 3 warning for damaging waves is expected between Cape Agulhas and Saldanha Bay, spreading to Alexander Bay by tonight. Additionally, extreme high fire danger conditions are expected over parts of Limpopo and the interior of the Eastern Cape province. Please make note of that. And as always, we love to see how you start your morning and start your Wednesday morning. So take a look at this one that's sent through by Malusi from Durban. Absolutely those beautiful golden hues to start his Wednesday morning. As always, we encourage you to connect with us. Send through those pictures on our WhatsApp line. Again, that number is on your screen right now. And so always, we love connecting with you, and use it hashtag Expresso Show. If you're just in time for work and if you are heading out this morning, make sure to check the temperatures right now.
Our day like that every day. Thank you for that gorgeous contribution. Keep them coming, man. You might get your, well, I wouldn't say 15 minutes, but maybe your 30 seconds of fame. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Well, if that didn't inspire you, perhaps the opportunity to win massive will.
What does it feel like to win a lot of money? Well, maybe today is that answer to all of your prayers. Play Lotto, Lotto Plus 1, as well as Lotto Plus 2 for 53 million rand in total estimated jackpots this Wednesday, and picture the many possibilities. How much would your life change with that amount of money?
Well, everybody around me's life will change as well. I absolutely love it when we start to play with the really big numbers. So how do we get there? Well, you've got to play Lotto for an estimated 10 million, then Lotto Plus 1 for an added 10 million, and then Lotto Plus 2, the kicker, 33 million rand today.
There you have it. You can buy your tickets in-store on the nationallottery.co.za website. You can use the mobile app, you can use your cell phone banking, or simply dial *120 *7529 hash for that code as well.
Don't worry, you'll learn them off by heart by the end of the day. You've got them. All those details are also on our Expresso social media pages, so you don't have to remember them. You can just go and check them out. But just most importantly, make sure you get yourself in the running to play and hopefully win if you play Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 for an estimated 53 million rand in total jackpots today. So when I saw your face this morning, I kind of felt I did. I really did. No, well, you know, it's a big thing for me and well, for you as well. I mean, we absolutely adore each other, and we're not alone. So I want to hear just a little fraction of the love on the other side of the lens for you. Let's play a little voice note.
Hi, good morning, Expresso 3. I'm Hannah.
Hello, Hannah.
I always listen to your show. I'm so glad to see Jamie Lee visiting the program this morning. You know what, Graham, I must say this, that you have a beautiful spirit. And when I look at you and I see everything you do for the communities out of love and also keeping the unity together, I enjoy what you are producing every day on TV. Really, I especially wake up early in the morning so that I can listen to this program. I've learned such a lot. And I want you to have a beautiful day. God bless you.
Don't start crying now,
I will start crying.
I can see the tears.
And the joke is, because generally, if I haven't cried in a show, then maybe something's a little bit off.
Have you gone soft on us?
I am incredibly soft, but it's because I get to spend every day in this space, and I don't think people realise what a privilege and a joy that actually is to be plugged into the collective in this way. Is something that is not lost on me. What a beautiful message! Thank you so much. You have made my year, just like having this girl back in studio today. We'll see you now.
Oh, you can make my day.
There are stories of creators, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, I'm very excited. I know I'm overly excitable on best of days, but today is very special because this morning we are joined by one of my absolute favorites, Kaz Naidu, someone who's guided me through my own career, a trailblazer undoubtedly in sports broadcasting. Over 2 decades of incredible performance in her space, and recently she made her mark yet again as a host and commentator at the ICC Men's T20 World Cup in the Caribbean. I think one of her happy places. As the co-founder of G Sport for Girls, Cass has been a driving force in elevating women's sports, earning her significant recognition all around the world, and justifiably so. What an opportunity to catch up with her ahead of the awards ceremony coming up in September, just around the corner. My friend, I have a feeling that you played a pivotal role, and I can't believe I haven't been able to speak to you since the Women's T20 World Cup here. But I have a feeling when that fastest ball was bowled, something changed. We saw over the FIFA World Cup an 800% increase in television consumption of women's sport. There is magic in the water right now. Thanks, Tatiana. But just in general, do you feel it? Do you feel the season beginning?
18 years old G Sport is, and I often say to my kids, your sibling, your eldest is 18. We have come a long way, but I think back to 2006, how little was happening. You talk about that T20 World Cup final at Newlands, the first ticketed event for women's sport in this country, 12,700 tickets sold, and South Africa, first senior men's or women's team in a World Cup final. It's what dreams are made of, and it's just given us that platform to believe that the decades of work put in, even those before G Sport, we're all ready to smile and welcome a brand new era for women's sport.
And it's we know that the sports will be professional if there's TV time.
Yes.
It's the bottom line algorithm here, and there's always been this onus on let's get more men to support women's sport, and that's great, and I want to see that. We need young girls to be interested in playing football. We need young women to see an actual arc and connect those dots. Has that started to shift now? When you speak to players, when you speak to professional women in the cricket space especially, have we cracked that code now? Because it does feel like there is proper traction.
Well, we're both parents, so we understand the importance of school sport. And I think that is what we still need to nail. Because when we get that school sport system right, and we start getting youngsters who believe that they're next Tatiana, or they're next Lara van Niekerk, or next Ayabonga Kaka, then they go up into the high-performance setups. But if you're not targeting schools, then they come into the system quite late.
And I mean, I've spoken to someone who was not even playing cricket 4 years ago, who is now a fully paid professional.
And let me tell you, the money is good, and it's still early days.
And now there is direct routes to America. There are routes to UK. There is so much happening. When we talk about representation, you can feel my poor little mind is Rolodexing through about a million things that I want to catch up with you with. But the representation within the broadcasting space is as important as those on the field, because you need to tell the story, okay? And now the story has gotten bigger, much bigger. boxing
Yes.
is something that when you talk about personal growth, the human spirit, that's when we are forged in that space. We know there has been a massive upswing in women's boxing globally. Chance now for South Africa, yes, hopefully, to get on board. Talk us through this partnership.
Oh, we're so excited. One of the things I said to the team at G Sport, we need to know what our value is. And when national federations say, we endorse you, we believe in the work you do, come help us, then we know we're on the right track. So Boxing South Africa and G Sport have partnered on a one-year collaboration to bring the greatest amount of visibility to women's boxing. And as you said, more airtime, more visibility, more sponsors.
As simple as that.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for some big mystery, it's not there.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's a day-to-day affair. And I think a lot of people see the Olympics, they go high point, World Cup, high point. But on the day-to-day, are you running the Comrades Marathon? Because that's what women's sport is. You get to Polly Short, you think, oh, I'm doing well. But actually, you're not, because you're not at the finish line.
Yeah, you've still got to go.
And every single day, it's why I find that when I do women's sport, I feel like I'm a better human being.
Oh, for sure, me too.
Yeah? You
Me
feel
too.
that when you're doing that because you know you're impacting someone's life. But women in sport in South Africa need more. We need to professionalize the game.
Completely. And we certainly need athletes to get more of their due. It's ridiculous that an individual will mainly fund their own journey up until the last few weeks before the
Moms
Olympics.
and dads.
Then
Yes.
everyone makes billions out of the TV time. And yeah, that's great to have those individual journeys. The world that was presented to us at this Olympics was very different to the world at war around us right now. Women's sport had a very special, it was the same as
to come for her.
Oh, for sure.
Just
and
in
the
terms of what she
contribution,
can give.
yes. Oh, without a doubt, because that ladder continues. When we take now the flip side of that coin, someone like Joanne, who's too young to understand that she shouldn't be good enough to go and dominate one of the biggest, strongest fields in the Olympics. There seems to be a self-belief now that is changing the narrative completely for young girls. In your mind, what is that thing that needs to happen here? Is it a case of one final piece of the puzzle being put, or all the pieces on the board right now? What needs to happen to continue on this incredible arc?
Pay them.
Pay them, yeah.
Don't let mom and dad have to fund their trips to the medal. And it's been tough to medal at this Olympics. I think post-COVID, everyone's just ramped up.
The average has been raised significantly. Thank you for raising our average. And I say our collectively as a male broadcaster, because you have made the entire broadcasting space so much better for all of us for the work that you've done. Another emotional moment on this show, but when we talk about the contribution of broadcasters from a South African perspective, few have done as much as Kaz, but in the women's game, G Sport is where it's at. It's sport for girls for all of us, and we can't wait to have you back when the awards roll around again. September is just around the corner.
Yes, yes, yes. These are the conversations we should be having, especially with a legend like Cass Naidoo. And from one legend to another legend, Mr. G-Man, I need you to come in here over here, because we need to just be amplifying what is happening currently on our radio stations, because it is booming. She's amazing.
Oh, no, she's
I
next
know you
level.
told me that
Next
she was
level.
incredible, but just to hear her story, and also just her empowerment to other women in the space, in athletics. Power to her.
And she's knocking around with all the big boys, you know, that men's club. I absolutely love what she represents. So cool. Now, of course, we live on this kind of event horizon of finding out the most amazing things. And what I've loved about this particular series, courtesy of Afrikaans radio station, or RSG, they are hosting an audio documentary series to make it even more accessible for more people. 13 episodes each. And the aim of these audio documentaries, if you will, is to create more social awareness regarding current topics, maybe some big milestones that we don't fully understand, forgotten communities and people, important literary figures. There are so many angles to look at, and these documentaries air Thursday nights at 8 o'clock on RSG.
There we have it. And today we're going to be touching on, one of those focal points of Thursday night's documentary by Eloise Kibido, where she's going to be exploring the ins and outs of education as well as funding in South Africa. She's going to be focusing on whether the chance to rise above your circumstances with a bursary to study at a better school in a better suburb, town or city or boarding school is truly better. Let's get into that, because I think it's so difficult. You want to give your children the opportunities that perhaps we didn't have, right? But it's also exposing them to a different level and a different layer of schooling. but they have to come back home. That is always my thing. It's they come back home. Can you always...
Well, I got a bursary to go to a private school in KZN where kids were being dropped off in helicopters. Just seeing this other side of life, looking at the size of people's trunks, their tuck shop trunks versus my tuck shop trunk, it was just mind-blowing in that sense, and it's far more extreme for the majority of South Africans. The bottom line is, you will end up an average of the people you grow up with. That means the average of your school system. It becomes your strategic network. It becomes the community that you want to move towards as opposed to the community that you're trying to move away from. But you can't lose that connection to self and what drives you and motivates you. So you've got to have a foot in your past, in your culture. So this is such an interesting space for me, certainly from a South African perspective.
And let us not forget about access as well, because being exposed to this allows us access into their lives. Perhaps it looks different to your home, to where you come from. But again, I'm sure that has helped shape you into the person you have become because of that access, because of that friendships, because of that role that you had with the friends that you were exposed to.
Completely. There is something about going to a good school that makes its mark. Why do we all re-engineer our lives, move wherever we need to move to get our kids into those zones, to get those schools so that we can see the average rise as well? I love this. You're going to go on a deep dive into the space, and maybe it's really pertinent to you right now if your kids are at that age. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night, the audio documentary on RS here at 8 o'clock. I think this one is going to be so interesting.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I've been hyping her up the entire morning because she is a legend. We're excited to welcome Erin Grohl, co-founder of Community Track Club and a passionate advocate for women in sports. Erin, who juggles roles as a photographer, she's a runner, she's a mother, she's doing the most, has been so instrumental in breaking down barriers in track and field, and her work with Community Track Club has made track running accessible to many, fostering a more inclusive space. Now, this Women's Month, we're all about celebrating just that, and Erin and her Community Track Club team are leading a Back a Buddy campaign which aims to support 6 talented young women and athletes in South Africa. The campaign will provide them with essential gear as well as funding for their travel and accommodation to national competitions, and Erin is here to tell us more. Erin, how are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here, but that was an incredible interview to follow, so...
It was, indeed,
yeah.
But you are up there as well with like Cass Naidu, all the people that has been breaking down barriers for women in sports and opening up spaces for people to feel seen. Everyone has a story. I was when I looked through the brief today and I saw your name, I was like, wow, a legend in running and track. But also my journey into running was so difficult because people often feel overwhelmed when it comes to running. They don't know where to start. What was your story like?
Well, with regards to working in sport, I landed up in this industry by chance. I managed to merge all the things I love, and now I get to work in sport. But one of the big things that I found pretty much immediately was that there was this huge lack of women in the industry. And I believe that women offer something so special to this and that they deserve to take up space in this region. And so a lot of the work that I've done has been around supporting women in this space, trying to get as many people seen in this space as possible, and just, you know, like I said, taking up that little bit of space, because we all deserve to be here. We offer something super special. And yeah, I want to be part of this change.
When was that defining moment for you when you said, you know what, this is what I want to do? I want to pay it forward for other women who have, you know, come before me, and also celebrate other women's successes in the space?
You know, I think I've been working in like the media space around this, like I said, for a while. And I got to work with some incredible women athletes and work on telling their stories. And we found that there was just like such an amazing interest in them, and just seeing like the full story behind athletes and what these women were experiencing. And it's not just, you know, the elite athletes, it's working around like every athlete. So I started just feeling like I'd found a home for everything that I loved. It was in sport, it was in media, it was in telling stories, and like merging them together has been an absolutely incredible thing for me to experience.
And you can see that because you're so passionate about it, you know, merging your life together, being a mom, being in front of the camera, being behind the camera, and putting this all together, creating this platform. But I think what a lot of people don't understand in this is that this is also creating a sense of community. People are craving that sense of home, like you've mentioned. That is exactly what you and the team at Community Track Club has created with what you do every Wednesday. So talk to us about that and why it was so important for you to create this community.
So Community Track Club started from an idea that I presented to like a long-term friend of mine, Mike Obery. And
oh, Mike, legend.
An absolute legend in the space as well. And, you know, I brought this concept to him and I said, you know, what if we started this event that brings an elite athlete, whether it be a local or an international, and we bring them onto the track and we open up the track for everyone to experience it. So, and it's not just like just running, it was everything about track. It was like learning drills, learning how to warm up, learning how to cool down, and then putting them through a session that would feel incredible. And, you know, I think around track, there's so much stigma, you know, almost, where it's like, I'm not good enough to run track, or I don't run fast enough, or I don't look the right way. And what Community Track Club has really aimed to do is to break down that entire situation, to take away any barriers. You know, we bring in the elite, but we adapt the session to make it work for everyone. And what we also do at Community Track Club, which we feel is a really special thing to do, is we run Kenyan style. So that means you run one behind each other the whole session. And not only does that simulate what the pros experience when they are training and racing, it also forces everyone to work together as a team. You know, running might look like an individual sport, but it's completely one of the biggest team sports that there is out there. So when you run like this, you know, Community Track Club is not like a run crew per se. You know,
that's what people often see when they see social media or see running clubs. They think it's all about, you know, running, competing against one another, but it's absolutely not that.
Yeah, so that's completely so far from that. It's like what we do is we bring, so it doesn't matter what crew you're from, like everyone is represented in Community Track Club, you know, and that's what makes it so special. So you have runners from all over, you know, every part of the Western Cape are together on the track for that night, working together, working through a tough session. Because yes, it is tough. Running track is hard, guys. Like
it is hard. It is difficult. A lot of people don't know that
do.
and they don't understand that.
Yeah.
But now is the time for you to pay it forward, and that is exactly what you're doing with your Back a Buddy campaign, where you're selecting 6 women in athletics. Tell us about that, why that was so important to you again, to highlight these women and what that means for the campaign.
Well, when Mike and I were chatting about what we wanted to do with Women's Month, the concept really came through that we needed to support women athletes in this country. I think, if anyone watched the Olympics, we saw, we have so much talent in this country, you know, and everyone just needs that extra layer of support, right? So we worked with Nolene Conrad, who's also one of...
Nolene.
She's amazing. So she's one of our decorated elite athletes here in South Africa. She is an incredible road athlete. She's an incredible track athlete. So she has all these skills. But what she also does is she works a lot with young women in the development athlete
Shaping
space.
them and helping them.
Shaping them, coaching them, helping them. She is incredible. She's an absolute icon, you know. And so she helped us identify 6 women who you can read all about on the Back a Buddy campaign. They are all under 18, right? So they are young. And what we are doing this month is we are raising money to try and get them the right gear, because this is another very common barrier to entry. Is like, if women don't have the right sports bra, you're not going to run.
Talk to us about it.
You know, like, or running is going to be a lot more complicated. So sometimes it's as simple as just having the right gear that will propel you forward into the next, you know, development of your athletics career. So we are trying to raise as much money as we can to help them fund their next set of competitions, which is the National Cross-Country Championships. And as well as that, we want to get them the right gear, everything that they may need to basically set them up for the next phase of their life. They are all so talented, guys. Like, that is the thing. They are so talented.
I wish you could stay longer so we want to hear more about this. But just quickly, tell our viewers out there how they can get involved and maybe help these women to reach their full potential.
So please have a look at the Back a Buddy page. Please donate. Everything there would really make a huge, huge difference to them. And yeah, keep an eye on Community Track Club. We will post all updates about them going forward.
There you have it. Erin Grohl, like I said, she is a legend in the running space and creating opportunities and creating a community for the runners. But of course, with running comes food.
Right now, we focus on allergies. Yep, I think I got your attention. A lot of us suffer far longer than we need to. And a long-time allergy sufferer and mom to 2 children who have allergies as well, and she doesn't have the time to slow down. Babalwa Nkakliso is here to share her vast experience with her own allergies and some amazing tips and tricks on how we can all combat allergies and those pollution triggers which seem to exist all year round. I don't even know if we have an allergy season anymore. Now, it may not feel like it, but spring is just around the corner, which means we do, yes, need to prepare for allergy season because it will ramp up significantly. Babalwa, I've got to say it, you look gorgeous. You look absolutely gorgeous. It doesn't look like allergies are slowing you down at all. Maybe you can give our viewers just a bit of an overview of this journey, this battle against allergies, because when it hit hard in your family.
Definitely does hit hard. I started suffering with allergies actually when I moved to Cape Town in 2010, so I was still in high school. And I actually had no idea what was going on with me. It was spring actually, a very windy day in Cape Town.
Fancy that.
Well, we always have word, but it was so windy. And I remember just coming from school and I couldn't stop sneezing and scratching my nose and eyes. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I had no idea about any of the allergy symptoms. Yeah. So it continued for a couple of days and then my nose started getting blocked. So I would go in between a blocked nose and a runny nose and I was like, do I have a cold?
What kind of flu is this?
I was like, what kind of flu is this? So I went into the store, into the pharmacy, and I got over-the-counter flu medication. And it was a week later, I was on the meds and taking them religiously, but this flu was just not going away. So I went to the doctor and then I found out that I'm actually suffering from allergies and hay fever. So I was like, ding, 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 you didn't have a flu, you actually have allergies. So then that is when my journey started on medicating and just finding the right medication that I need to take to prevent all of this from happening.
What are the things that give you the allergic response?
Usually back in the day when I started with the allergies, it would be mostly in spring season where my allergies would peak. But because of global warming and the weather changing, I find that they start earlier now and I actually need to medicate a lot earlier, pre-spring season. So around July, August, I would notice that I've got the itch in my nose, ears, eyes, and I start sneezing and I would know that, okay, it's coming now, so I need to start taking my meds.
Yeah, I know. It's like my eyes are starting to itch now just hearing you talk about it. So I get that. there is a strong psychosomatic attachment here as well.
Yeah.
Once you trust something to help you, once it's been proven to work, I'm sure that is half the battle won.
Yeah.
So you need the right partner in your corner. What have you used to help you? Because you do not look like you are suffering from anything right now. So what is the power that you have found, and any advice for someone going through this journey like you?
So I've been using Telfast. I work in the advertising space, in social media. I'm always in front of the camera. So it's really important for me to use the right medication so that I know that I have my allergies sorted for a while. I'm on it. I can't not be productive. You know, I've got young kids as well that need to physically be active at school. So I found that it was really important that we find the medication that would help us, you know, perform optimally without taking the one thing away and then giving you another...
Something else, another complexity. No, for sure. And I know some incredible research and development has been done in this space. What do you consider when you go out to buy your product? What's front of mind for you?
For me, front of mind, I need to take something that is safe for myself. I'm a mom. Obviously, I need to be in good health for my children. Same applies with my kids. Like, it's so important for me to know that what I'm giving my kids is safe. It's being tested and trialed, and it will really help. It will be effective because we live in an economy where things are so expensive and you don't want to overload your pharmacy cupboard at home with meds that aren't going to be effective. So for me, it's been so amazing. I give my kids the syrup, and as an adult, I take the tablets.
Having the journey that you've had, have you figured out, do you think you've got your playbook down now?
I will highly recommend everyone that is suffering from allergies to get Telfast. I have been doing amazing. I suffer so bad. Like, if they were to choose anyone in the world that is like the number one sufferer, you know, I probably would have fallen in one of, like, as top 10, because my allergies would knock me down to the point where I'm physically unwell, you know, like I can't go out. I love nature. I love going into spaces that have like bushiness.
Green energy.
The green energy, but I found that I couldn't do the things that I love. But now my life is really, really different. So I highly recommend anyone that is dealing with allergies to do their research and get the right medication.
Mama Bear's got us covered. Well, clearly, you are absolutely crushing life at the moment. So good to see you happy and healthy at the moment. That's the most important thing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Babalwa. I think we don't need to be afraid. We can embrace spring as allergy season. And we know, yes, it is around the corner. Things are going to ramp up dramatically. And everyone is affected in different ways. Some people very drastically, like Babalwa. But nothing beats Telfast. She's put it to the test. Fast, non-drowsy, 24-hour allergy relief. I love that. Understand your triggers, those symptoms of allergies, get to the heart of it, and then find the partner to put in your corner. Live your greatness this spring.
Be prepared for changing seasons with Telfast so that you can live your greatness every day. Without worrying about allergies, ask your pharmacist about Telfast.
I have a bit of a confession. It wasn't about food, it was about allergies, because I was so excited about all the food that we're about to create. After the break, we still have Mina Kruger will be joining us to share her top tips about business and how to be a self-made business owner. We also have Jenny Morris and Cass Snyder still with us to give us all of the gems for this Women's Month series, so don't go anywhere.
Very dry, tight, sensitive skin. Relieve itchy skin in just 60 seconds with Aveeno Skin Relief Moisturizing Lotion. Aveeno.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody, to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Joining us as we continue to celebrate women this Women's Month is Mina Kruger. She is phenomenal. She is a businesswoman, well-known figure in the skincare industry, and is celebrated for her authenticity on social media, paving the way for other female entrepreneurs. Please, let's give her a Feel Good welcome. Mina, how are you?
I am well, and thank you for having me.
No, it is our pleasure to have someone who is dedicated into empowering other women by using their platform to inspire, empower. But a lot of people look at you and think, how do you do it? How do you balance all of it? So take us back to the very beginning, where it all started for you and your journey into entrepreneurship and everything.
So the journey into entrepreneurship started out of a desire and need. So we own Caper Activewear, and that was providing activewear for women of all sizes because there was no representation. And we wanted to present that and provide high quality fabrics and really just give the South African woman something where they can feel comfortable in, because everybody's fitness journey looks different. Then when it came to skincare, COVID-19, what were we doing? We were all on TikTok. We had nothing else to do but look at skincare TikToks. And as an entrepreneur, you wonder to yourself, why are these things priced the way they are? And you go down a rabbit hole. And I went down that rabbit hole, fortunately, and I realized that there was a lack of education for women, because we were looking at everything that was coming from America and everywhere else, but it doesn't represent what the South African climate is and how the South African climate affects our skin. So found a lab, found a manufacturer, and that's how it actually started. Really wanting to educate women and actually provide them with solutions that are going to work and that is accessible to them regardless of their budgets.
It's really about finding opportunity, and you found that opportunity not only in skincare, also in your brand, your activewear, but obviously it comes with a lot of challenges. I can imagine that having to start not one, two businesses, being a wife, being a mother, having to juggle all of that. I want you to get real with us and share those hardships, share those challenges that you've had over the last few years trying to juggle it all.
So when you get into entrepreneurship, you're going to fail 99% of the time. It's that 1% of the time where you get things right that really keeps you going. So when it comes to failing, I will always tell a woman, when you fail with tenacity, fail forward, because that failure, you're going to learn a couple of things. You're going to learn that you can make it through. You're going to learn that it's just an obstacle, it's a stepping stone, and you're going to learn never to make the same mistake again. So that's the most important thing about entrepreneurship. And those obstacles, there are just so many. And after a while, you don't see them as obstacles. You really see them as life lessons.
That is power right there, understanding that you're always going to have those failing moments, but also how you come back is going to teach you resilience, is going to teach you about your own power. And now people's looking at you like, what next? What can Mina still do? Because she's doing it all and still showing up looking fabulous in red on a breakfast show while her daughter is in the background saying, Mommy, I also need you.
No, she's saying, I want to be on TV with you. That one steals my
main
thunder.
character energy.
So you follow us on TikTok, you'll know that Dana is actually the queen of Silky, and she is my nemesis most days.
Oh, beautiful.
So when it comes to juggling things and trying to figure out what really is next for Silky. So we're opening our first store in September in Canal Walk, which is, we've had the business for 3 years. We never thought we'd get there because of all the obstacles that we faced. And it's just made us more determined to be successful, to provide the solutions for women. We're currently working on another skincare brand, which is called Alpha Man. One thing that we realized very early on, our bottles are very cutesy and pink. And what men don't realize, just because the bottle is purple does not mean it's not going to work for your skin. Sunscreen does the same for a female skin as it does for male skin. It's just the packaging. But we are working on a dedicated Alpha Skin men line at the moment. So we will be launching that in November as well. So there's so many things happening. till the end of the year that I can't share everything.
Okay,
now.
don't share anything, but how can people connect with you to follow this journey and continue celebrating what you're doing for women and for South Africa?
You follow me on TikTok. I'm very vocal on TikTok. And I feel TikTok is more of a hobby for me because I'm very vulnerable. I'm very, this is who you are. And I think that's why a lot of women relate to me because there's no airs and flares. I will stand there in a swalkos.
As we need sometimes to see, we need to see all of that.
This is normal. I think in the last couple of years, entrepreneurship has been made to look very glamorized. And when women go into entrepreneurship, young girls go into entrepreneurship, they're expecting that it's all glamour. You're going to go to the nail salon. You're going to have your hair done every week. Girl, it ain't like that.
There you have it.
So I feel that I do represent that getting to where you want to get is hard work, but stay humble, stay real, because not every day is a good hair day.
There you have it. She is a powerhouse, real, raw, and making sure that she's opening up spaces for other women in the industry. Mina Kuga, check her out on social media as well. It's time now to head into the kitchen for real food.
Now, if you're a cheese lover or maybe just really cheesy like me, you're in for a real treat today. We are diving into some delightful cheese pairings with marmalades, preserves, some beautiful cold meats, charcuterie, and a little bit of honey. With Jenny Morris guiding us at the helm, we're going to explore how these flavors blend together, creating a flavor journey that we don't want to miss. And seeing as we share such a common journey through life, Kaz Naidu and I are going to push the boat out a little bit and have a little bit of fun. I know you are quite a good cook, okay, so I know you can play in this space, okay.
I mean, with 3 kids, I would have to be.
Exactly.
And we are cheese lovers.
Yes.
We are cheese lovers.
So what we're going to do is we've got some beautiful potential pairings here. We're going to try and figure out our way to the best possible pairing. So Jenny Morris is going to be all judgy and take us through what works and possibly what doesn't work. But I have a feeling, look at that, the strength of the ingredients here and the amazing cheese that we have courtesy of Clover. Everything's going to be delicious. So we're going to have a little bit of fun.
We are.
So basically, you can create as many pairings as you can squeeze onto that little plate using the cheese. If you want me to cut some more cheese here, I think I'm going to delve into the cheddar as well and have a little bit of fun with it. So are you up for it?
You're saying fun, but he's competitive. I know he is, Jane, and you know he is.
And he's trying to rub me up the right
I'm hustling, but no, I've already won Jenny over. I know. Okay, so we're going to swap over and then get stuck in.
Yes.
So I think let's start
Let's
on
go.
3, 2, 1. Rock and roll.
Go. I'll
Can you
give
get
you.
us some of that cheddar or the white cheddar? Absolutely love it. All right.
I love these preserves.
I know, and we've got such a beautiful cross-section here. I understand that you are one of those that loves a bit of the savoury-sweet combo.
I love the savoury-sweet combo. And there's always something that goes with something that you never thought it would.
Yes.
And especially with a cheese pairing on a cracker. It doesn't matter what the cracker is,
Exactly.
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no, I go through stages where I enjoy some things more than others, but ultimately, if there's cheese and there's a preserve to put with it, I am pretty happy.
I'm on the same page as you. Cass, would you like also a little bit of white and orange yellow cheddar?
Are you going to be gentle on us, Jen? I mean, because I know you are a bit judgy, because you're allowed to be, because you're the expert, but...
I won't be judgmental, put it that way.
Okay.
That's for you. That's
You might be
steakhouse
putting
of
together
cheddar.
like a full smorgasbord or just eating for yourself. And what I love about Clover's natural cheese, it comes in some very convenient pack sizes according to the size of your family. You've got 400, 550 gram, and then the 800 gram, the big boy. Now, the 400 gram and the 800 gram packs offer a full range of flavors as well, which I love. You've got the cheddar, you've got the Gouda, the Tussers, and the white cheddar, which I absolutely love. My kids are mad for it. Then you've got the 550 gram pack size, nice and budget friendly. And that's the quality and I suppose the family connection that Clover offer us.
You spend a lot of time in the kitchen.
Are you talking to me or Jenny?
Because it sounds like, you're going smorgasbord and stuff. I'm thinking like you just...
Do you know what it is? The key to this job, and maybe you figured this out, is you take the intellectual property of the last really intelligent person that you interviewed and you pass it off as your own with the next interview, especially when you're standing next to someone.
You're so
I know,
slow.
but
There's so much
I'm being swept up in the joy of thinking about these possible pairings because they are absolutely
Well, we've got preserved
incredible.
lemon. We've got marmalade.
Let's do it double.
We've got
all
a
good.
delicious onion marmalade.
I like the onion marmalade.
I
Got a
know.
lovely cranberry.
But
So we've got
a bit of chorizo with the cheese.
Very nice.
Okay,
That's
I'm going to
really
go.
good. It's a good rugby snack, to be honest.
For sure. Okay,
Just-
look, I think I've got the 3 that I'm going to hang my hat on.
Oh, are you?
Okay.
Only those 3?
Only these 3, but I've pushed the boat out a little bit.
You have.
So I'm not sure if it'll all work, but I think out of what we've got here, and I might have taken it a pairing to a triple, okay, over here, but I love it. Oh, yours looks so beautiful.
I heard you say chorizo.
I love the little bit of chorizo. I'm going to have that. Okay, take us through our creations here. So I've paired, this is the onion marmalade with the white tussers, just as a simple combination. Then I've got the cheddar. I've got a little bit of the fig and the pistachio.
That sounds very nice.
I just figure the fig, kind of turkey, those kind of vibes,
Lovely.
that flavour vibe, and then the lemon preserve with a little bit of the chorizo.
Okay, while you talk yours through, I'm going to go, because I'm
there,
loving
Kath?
this.
So I've mixed it because I wanted the preserves to kind of marry the flavors and the cheese. So I've put a little bit of marmalade, onion marmalade at the bottom, some cheese on top so it doesn't fall off. If you've got kids, you want to make sure that everything stays on. I've got some Gouda and some pistachio, which you can never go wrong.
Oh, okay, well, I think Jen's going to, her olfactory senses are going to need a moment to take this all in. You can create your own cheese board at home with Clovis natural cheese, available in various pack sizes, as I've said, to suit every occasion. Jenny's going to give our verdict on the other side of this.
We connect more countries than any other airline. Turkish Airlines.
It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. We are still winning big this morning, and all you have to do is play Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 for 53 million rand in total estimated jackpots this Wednesday, and picture the many possibilities that you can have. All you have to do is you can buy your tickets in store on the nationallottery.co.za website, the mobile app, or using your cell phone banking, or simply dial *120 *7529#, and you can follow all the prompts that comes with it. If you're wondering more on this, you can find all the details on our Expresso social media pages, so please go and check that out. If you still feel like you need to win big, right now we have our final performance from Kiana Harker, and here he is with his incredible voice.
How you knock me off my feet. Oh, every time you come around me, I get weak. Oh, nobody ever made me feel this way. Oh, you kiss my lips and then you take my breath away. So I wanna know what turns you on. so I can be all that and more. I like to know what makes you cry, so I can be the one who always makes you smile. Listen, baby, girl, you never understood what you are worth. And he never took the time to make it work. You deserve more love than this, girl. Baby, I'm the kind of man who shows concern. Yes, I do. Any way that I could please you, let me learn. So I'd like to know what turns you on, so I can be more. I wanna know what makes you cry, so I can be the one who always makes you smile. So tell me what I gotta do to please you, baby. Anything you say,
Nada. Feel Good production.
Introducing the all-new Clover Full Cream Butter Spread. Smooth, creamy, and effortlessly spreadable. Butter up your day with Clover Butter Spread.